Oh.
We're rolling. Here we go.
Welcome in to a Tuesday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show.
Wait. Now do it.
Welcome in to a Tuesday edition of the Jordy Culotta Show. Live, driven, and powered here by Go Chevrolet, just like we are every day here. Make sure and stop and see our friends at Go. They've got a couple of locations, one over in LaPlace, Louisiana, a used car lot right here in Baton Rouge, Go Express Auto Sales. Carpool Queen is here.
Ooh.
Wow, no traffic this morning. Stewie is here. Lizzie is here. And a newest member to the squad, Nair, is here.
No camera back there yet.
Yeah, see if you can't find an angle somewhere, Nay.
No, hey, we can do that.
Okay. Hey, Nay.
Nay.
A lot of people already talking about the
Hey,
quarter
nay.
zip. I see you, Garrett Hamilton. That quarter zip, though, ain't she fun? Picked her up from Sammy Willard over at Sam's at Harper's Haberdashery over there in the Highland Road Shopping Center right next to French Market Bistro. French Quarter. It is Mardi Gras week. We're heading down to New Orleans. Stewie and I are making a trip to New Orleans on Thursday. We'll be on Eric Asher's Inside New Orleans. Down there on, yeah.
What are you talking about? What are you going to talk about?
I have no idea.
Sports stuff?
I have no idea. I guarantee you we will be talking about this Zion situation.
Yeah.
Because this is blowing up in the Pelicans' face. If you heard the latest Locked On Pels podcast by our friend Jake Madison, and today's show, Fletcher Mackel will be here, and Ethan Posick, Seattle Seahawks center and LSU All-American. Great dude.
He's coming on.
He's coming on, and he's going to be in studio.
What?
At 8:30 this morning. Okay. We will ask him about summer, off-season, what's going on with the Seahawks, what life in the NFL is like for Posick, what it's like coming home now that he's a veteran, married, life-changing for Posick.
Poll question, who do you think weighs more, Zion or Ethan?
I think that would be Zion in a runaway.
In a runaway?
I'm telling you that Posick looks like a power forward. When he walks into this room...
Well, I'm comparing him to what should be a power forward.
You will get... Yeah, exactly. But he's built like a real-life power forward. He doesn't look like a video game edition of a power forward. I mean, Zion looks like Robert Tractor Trailer.
Y'all are going to get Zion like a complex, I feel like. If he were listening, he would have a complex.
If we're the ones that give Zion a complex, then our show is a lot more powerful than I ever thought it was, because everybody in sports is talking about Z right now, and it ain't good. We'll talk about that. But we got Ethan Posick coming in at 8:30. We got Fletcher Mackel that's going to stop by here at 8 o'clock, and we'll get the latest from Mackel on what's going on. Saints off season, who's the quarterback going to be, reaction to Pete Carmichael being named the offensive coordinator for, or I guess renamed the offensive coordinator, got his job back. Missed about 10 days of not being the OC. Matuk came through with some shoes yesterday. Little new swag, Adidas here, a little small, which I am actually excited about. Lloyd picked up the A pair. I tried to
There was
ski
a
them.
little snake in the office. There was that.
Yeah, Lloyd. Oh, that's why you were.
I didn't know the rules.
yesterday.
I didn't know the rules, and I didn't know that was going to be first choice, and I didn't know that you already dabbed. Called dibs on first choice.
I think he snagged that box and sat on it, basically.
Oh, I put them over here. I put them underneath my desk.
I saw you.
And then they were gone. I was like, And I was like, I wonder where that Chimera helmet is. I wonder where their shoes are.
That would be awesome if they just disappeared.
You might have a honey hole somewhere.
Watch my office.
There's a loose floorboard back there.
But shout out to Matuk, former Adidas athlete, coming through with a couple of new pieces of swag for the
I didn't get any shoes.
You know what? These will probably fit.
There's another set.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I see
Check my office.
Put him in his office.
Check the office.
Stewie. Yes, thank you. Stewie knows the rules.
Always knock around here.
That's right. All right, look, we wanted to, real quick, True Blue Water, trubluewater.com. trubluewater.com. Online is where you can find them. Metropolitan Health Group sponsors our phone line. Fletcher Mackel will be here in an hour on the phone line. Go Chevrolet drives us every day. I was listening to the Locked On Pels podcast last night, hosted by Jake Madison, and this Zion situation seems like it's unrecoverable. Like some things are going to happen for the Pels and Zion to get this thing right. It looks inevitable that he's not going to be back. It looks inevitable that the relationship between Zion and the franchise is shattered, like it doesn't exist. Listening to Madison last night, and if we can, I'll send over a link, and if we can, Stewie, if we can post a link inside of the chat on the Locked On Pels podcast hosted by Jake Madison. It's a great listen that gives insight to just how much disarray the Pelicans are in right now and where they stand with the Zion situation. They are totally on separate sides of the room. There's a total breakdown between David Griffin and Zion's camp, and it doesn't seem like at this point Zion will be back. CJ McCollum mentioned over the weekend, over All-Star weekend, he has yet to talk to Zion. He's not even talked to him, and he also said in the same conversation that he reached out to Zion, and he's not heard from him. He's heard from people around Zion, like he's heard like from just people around him was the quote.
Have they decided about the second surgery yet? Like, is that happening?
Well, I think that's kind of like the breakdown. Like this, you know, I mean, there's such a power struggle right now between the Pelicans and Zion's camp that's going back and forth that it doesn't even allow the relationship to exist. You know what I mean? It seems like there's no trust between Zion and David Griffin, who's the president of operations, Aaron Nelson, who's the head of the training staff over at New Orleans and was very highly regarded when he came in, almost like a revolutionary guy. They got him from Phoenix, and he had done some really cool stuff as far as getting people back on the floor, and it sounds like he's really good at his job. And it sounds like Zion has a problem with Nelson, David Griffin, and, you know, if you have a problem with Griffin and Nelson, that's pretty much the entire Pelicans organization. That's the front office, and that's the medical staff. I mean, his weight is ballooned up. There's no communication. He's not even at the games. He hasn't talked to CJ McCollum. McCollum's reached out to him. He's heard back from people only around Zion's camp, not specifically from Zion. Did the Pelicans take him off the marketing plan?
That's the news that I saw that made me put that in the document. It seems like they're kind of scrapping him from the plan.
It's renewal season right now.
Okay, so that's what it is.
It's ticket renewal season, and
I mean, he's your guy.
Well, I mean,
that you should market, you know, in terms of that.
You would think the third year of his going into year 3 of his contract and of his career. I mean, you would think this would be like almost
money season.
Oh my God! I mean, this is his prime, his earning prime right now of his career.
What you're seeing with John Morant, you would expect almost tenfold from Zion compared to what he was billed as going to be into the league, and what you're getting is the exact opposite.
Zion Williamson crushing Ethan Posick early on in our Southern Eye Center poll question of the day. Who weighs more, Big Z or EP? 25% off sunglasses. Have gotten a lot of good returns, some good feedback from our friend Dr. Andy Shaw over there at the Southern Eye Center. She's saying that she's seeing and hearing some sports listeners, some sports media listening crowd audience come in there and ask about 25% off sunglasses. We appreciate that very much. Go see her over on Jefferson Highway. She's got a beautiful office. She's got a great, fantastic selection of sunglasses, and she can help you out with getting your vision right. Obviously, she's made a incredible career of doing that and has a great reputation of doing that over at Southern Eye Center. But if you're just looking to pick up some shades for the spring and summer, she's got a great selection over there, all the name brands. And if you mention that you heard it here on the Culotta Show, you get 25% off. So if you're looking for some sunglasses here going into sunshine season, stop and see our friend Dr. Annie Shaw over at Southern Eye Center and answer our poll question. We appreciate that. Who weighs more? Zion Williamson's got 83% of the vote after nearly 50 have rolled in here.
He would be a hell of a left tackle if he wanted to transition.
Tight end.
Tight end.
I mean, think about that jumping, leaping ability with those hands. I mean, his hands are like vacuum cleaners.
Football. Did he ever?
I don't think he did. I think he was such a high basketball prospect.
He doesn't seem like he has a high motor to be playing multiple sports at this point.
Yeah. Poor guy.
Poor what?
I knew I was gonna get. I do feel bad for him. I do.
But football offers.
He did.
I bet.
Wow.
LSU offered him.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Coach O offered him. Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, it's the worst thing he can tell you, no?
That's right.
That's what he's saying to the Pelicans.
So disappointing.
That's really what it is. It's
it
just,
really
I'm
is,
not
man.
sad.
It's
I'm disappointed.
It is. But
I'm
he's
sad.
at games, right? Doesn't he go
I'm
to
sad.
the games?
No, he didn't go
No,
to
he
the
had
games.
to clean.
I've
There's
seen
a
him at a
picture.
couple.
There's
No.
a picture of
I was
his
at the
locker
I was at
where
the Heat.
it's-
I was at the Heat game a week and a half ago, and he wasn't there.
He ain't there.
He's there sometimes. I have seen him there.
No, he's working out in Portland at Nike's facilities. That's the deal. Like, he's not even working out with the Pelicans organization. Like, they don't even know what he's doing. I mean, you're just kind of like, paying this guy number 1 pick money to just tell you how to operate him, what to do.
Technically rehabbing his foot, right?
That's why he's there's reports that is he going to get a second surgery? Yeah, I mean, like this thing it's a debacle. Mm-hmm. Like it looks like if Zion's relationship is going to be restored with the Pelicans, and we'll ask Fletcher Mackel about this coming up at 8:00, and looking forward to his insight. A very prideful New Orleanian. But, I mean, it looks like for anything to happen between Zion and the Pelicans and whoever side you're on, and if you're on Zion's side and you want him to come back, and I'd imagine that the most, we're not siding with the suits, are we? But, I mean, we all want to see Zion play. I want my son. Like I remember when he was drafted, I thought to myself, wow, how cool the next decade's going to be for my kid, or just kids his age who was, he was 10 years old at the time.
It's like having Michael Jordan.
Just growing up, watching that, you're growing up with them. A young Zion in the league, you're young. I mean, you're still in your fandom stage of loving sports, and you got an opportunity to go watch Zion play an hour away. Sign me up, man. And you just not been able to get that return. And whether you still think you can or you can't, and I think a second foot surgery within the first 2 years of his NBA career could be devastating. It could totally change his game. Derrick Rose type situation after, his knees blew out. Just going to be a different player. He can be effective and he can have a career, but he's not going to be, catching alley-oop windmills from half court.
What if he does, though, for another team? That will be the most disappointing thing to me.
Well, I think that's obviously what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. He's trying to force his way out.
Yeah.
And I think that, in today's age of athletes, there's a lot of power on that side of the table. Mm-hmm. And a guy like Zion brings a lot of cachet. He brings a lot of, power and momentum with him.
Yeah.
He sells tickets. He sells merchandise. He puts people in the premium seats. People are spending money in the game, buying concessions, buying all types of, things around the game. He's making people spend money. Mm-hmm. So he is, obviously got the attention of people in the front office. And, I mean, that has to put people upstairs in a hell of a spot because he's totally abusing you in public. He's totally just... I mean, he's taken he's not listening to you. He's not even working out at your facility. He's not going to the games. He's not telling you what's going on in his rehab. Does he have to have a second surgery? He hasn't even talked to CJ McCollum. I mean, you would think the trade was made in mind to bring McCollum in to team up with Zion to go into the future. Mm-hmm. And they hadn't even spoke. And McCollum's like saying that out loud. He's like, I hadn't talked to the guy. I mean, I tried to call him.
Yeah, that's strange.
I hadn't heard back from him. I mean, and CJ McCollum, he's the president of the Players Association. Like, he's one of the most well-respected, well-liked guys in the league.
I was about to say that might be the worst part about, like, him not talking to CJ McCollum. Like, CJ McCollum is well respected in the NBA.
Well, and it's a bad business decision.
Yeah,
it's terrible business decision.
It doesn't. If you have the president of the Players Association out loud saying that as your teammate, it's just you have to represent. I mean, you have to understand if his side is playing brand protection by kind of keeping him isolated, well, then somebody's got to be managing and saying, hey, don't allow CJ McCollum to say something into the media on All-Star weekend that y'all haven't talked. At least give him a text. Call him back.
Right.
Talk to him. Somebody within his camp needs to be whoever is leading that charge, whether it's his agent, his marketing team, his parent, whoever it is, they've allowed him to get out of shape, to fall completely out of the public's eye, and become irrelevant within 2 years of being the number 1 pick. All the while, Ja Morant looks like the future of the league. Mm. Somebody is mismanaging, and it might be Zion. I mean, Zion needs to take accountability for what's going on, and he's not being on the floor, but whoever's in his management role, outside looking in, I don't know the situation. Maybe Fletcher does. We'll ask him. But it looks horribly managed. I mean, he is a generational athlete. nobody exists like Zion Williamson. What's his shelf life going to be if he's playing at full speed at 100% at that rate for how? I don't know what it is, but when he's right, there's nobody on the planet that's like him. And whether it's the Pelicans, Zion's family, his marketing team, his agent, or just him, the mismanagement on this athlete, this young basketball player in his youth, developing into his prime. I mean, remember how good he was in the bubble? When he looked like he had shoulders and he was broad and he had a waist and he was jumping and he was shooting. What was the field goal percentage? The field goal percentage in the paint was something like Wilt Chamberlain and Shaquille O'Neal. Yeah, he was as automatic within 5 feet of the basket as those types of players. When he's right, I mean, he is revolutionary in the game of basketball. How good could he be for as long? I don't know. Could he lead a team to a championship? I don't know. But as a young basketball fan, I want to watch him play.
Yeah.
Or my son. You know, it was kind of how I was looking at it. It was the prism that I was looking at Zion. He's 10, Zion's 18, 19, and he's playing like this. The next decade's going to be incredible to watch this guy develop and grow up. And selfishly, we've all lost now 2 years of him at 20 and 21. And nobody seems to have a lot of answers on what the future. Does he need surgery? Does he need to? Nobody really knows. Nobody, or at least nobody's saying publicly. Nobody's grabbing the public relations of Zion and saying, "Here's the deal. Here's what he needs. Here's his timeline. Here's when he's going to be back. We made the trade for C.J. McCollum to put those two together. That's going to be the Pelicans' two-headed monster going in. You put him alongside with Brandon Ingram. You see if you can't get something moving down the line." But nobody's. I mean, the Locked On Pels podcast last night it's eye-opening. I mean, it's wow, the mismanagement of Zion Williamson is crazy. That he's in this part of his career, and it's like he's not even returning phone calls to the NBA Players Association president that's now his teammate.
It's strange.
Like, what's going on? I mean, I was thinking back, like, remember when he got to New Orleans and Breeze met him at the
facility?
No, they met him at the hotel. What's the famous hotel right there?
The Ritz?
No, the one that you always go to.
Windsor Court?
The Windsor Court. Breeze met him at the Windsor Court, and they had the jersey, and Breeze was kind of signing over the city to him.
Yeah.
You know, he's kind of like, "Hey, man, I'm on the way out. You're on the way in. Here's the keys. Here's kind of the deal." Little Vyvanse vomit?
No, not a vomit. Not a vomit.
Okay.
What a day to have a couple of toilets in the room, dude. Because back in the day, not possible.
Yeah.
Not possible.
Great facility, too.
Did you need 2 toilets back there?
No, but I could have.
Just talking about the growth.
Back in the day, that would have had to have
just talking about the growth.
That's right. We would have heard it all.
Yes. My tummy would have hurt.
Literally, like, right here.
My tummy hurts.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, goodness.
Well.
Jimmy James, sad to see Jordy hold on to the hopes of Zion. Dudes once out of NOLA, never wanted to be here. I'm not holding on to the hopes. I'm just saying it's a sad situation to start, man. I mean, like, I would have loved to watch him play through these years, even if he wanted out of New Orleans after his first contract. I mean, you can't dictate where you're drafted. He can dictate where he goes next.
I
would have loved to see him play.
Yeah,
like,
it's just sad to see.
Here,
it's sad to see how his career is like going.
It is
like the direction is going in from where it came from. Like
at
Duke, he was like the guy, like the next LeBron. They had the Zion cam at Duke. Like they would literally follow him with a camera.
I'm not even talking about him being a Pelican. Really, like I get it. He doesn't want to. I just want to watch him play.
Yeah, so anywhere.
I just selfishly, as a sports fan, I want to see. I mean, his year at Duke. His time with the Pelicans when he was right in the limited role that you saw him there, he was still must-watch television. Look at all the games the Pelicans were on national TV last year.
They set the schedule up around him.
I mean, they made
the bubble for him.
They got duped. They did make the bubble for him. I mean, that's the type of athlete that was here. I mean, from the Pelicans standpoint, look, Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, Zion, you know what I mean? Like, it looks like a pattern. You know what I mean? Like, it's... You don't know how to handle these high-level Hall of Fame type players in Davis and Paul. I mean, and Zion, you would think when he came in after his year in Duke would have that type of expectation on him. It's just
because I
don't know, man. It's to me, it's depressing as a sports fan. Really, for my kid who loves to watch NBA, the only time I watch NBA is when I'm with Jay. I mean, like, because that's where he wants to stop. I'll watch an NFL Classic Super Bowl before I would watch a lot of NBA games. And I mean, I don't have the draw. He'll watch the Pistons and the Thunder play. Just because he knows he just knows everybody. You know, I mean, he knows Cade Cunningham. You know, I mean, he knows all these guys, and it's like, okay, I mean, like, I do a sports show. I might as well just sit here and I mean, like, we called him 2 nights ago to get our NBA coverage, and I can't tell you how many people have like been like, the kid knows what I mean. Like, he knew what he was talking about. I'm telling you.
To sponsor the segment.
Yeah, exactly.
It needs to be like a little J hour.
It does.
Because I mean, he's as dialed into the NBA as Noah is.
Right, and well, that's what I'm saying. You selfishly want to watch him play just because you want to watch him play basketball. But imagine, we're not the biggest Pelicans fans. I think everybody knows that. But could you imagine if we looked at it like we look at LSU and he was doing this? Like, the temperature on Zion would be much hotter in Baton Rouge or like in this room for this show if he was doing this to LSU.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And down in New Orleans, it's making waves, man. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, that Locked On Pels podcast is electricity for the New Orleans market. I mean, people are feasting on that because Jake is dialed in. He knows what he's talking about. I mean, he puts out a podcast every day. You know, I mean, we know the struggle. We know the consistent strength that takes to do it on just one topic, on one team, like he does.
And you're missing
some days,
star.
I mean, how many times have we shown up at this and you're like, what are we going to talk about? You know what I mean? That we're talking about the entire sports world. He's talking about just the Pelicans. And his podcast yesterday, if you hadn't listened to it, did we post it?
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
Stewie posted it in the chat, the Locked On Pels podcast.
Listen to it around 9 o'clock.
Yeah. But it paints the dire situation that the Zion situation has turned into. And one other thing that it highlights is that David Griffin's a fraud. I mean, that's harsh. That's harsh. But he is screwed. He's blunt. This is a huge black eye on his resume.
I don't think it matters who it was, right? Like, Zion wasn't playing in New Orleans as much as he was. The day that he got drafted, he showed off what he could do. He almost took it as like a tryout, like, oh, I can play, and then he went back to not playing anymore. But he showed you, he teased you a little bit about what he can do, and then he's like, I don't want to play for the Pelicans.
The more you look, man, Zion's side and
CJ McCollum
camp
wouldn't have come. He
has its issues. They know. I mean, they got some things that they need to work out to get right. But the Pelicans, ultimately, to me, the management of this player, whether he was checked into New Orleans or not, you still have to obligate him to play. And you still can't lose control over, I hate to talk about it like this, but it's a business. This is an asset that you are investing in. He's the number one pick. If he's right, he's playing. And they signed up for the rules on day one, and Griffin has allowed Zion and his team really to dictate the terms. They have almost turned into LeBron before getting all the rings or before getting the championships or before getting the cachet in the league and the reputation of I know people are here to watch me. They're not here because you're the Cleveland Cavaliers. If I say I'm leaving, they're coming with me. And Zion has shown up in New Orleans and been that guy since day one, and nobody in the organization sat him down, and Griffin was the perfect person to do it because he was the one that had LeBron in the championship edition of the Cleveland legacy or era with James up there. He saw it firsthand. But as Madison points out on the Pels podcast, Griffin kind of got pissed off when LeBron came back to Cleveland. Like, are you kidding? An NBA general manager is going to get pissed off at a 30-year-old LeBron coming to his team because he wanted to build it his way. Motherfucker, are you not? This is the best player on the planet. You're going to build it around him and win a championship and put it on your resume. And now he gets down to New Orleans and has a very similar situation, except this LeBron edition or this player of that type of cachet edition is 18. And you're the leader. And you're the one that's been there and won the rings and managed LeBron and put the team around him, and you let Zion's camp walk in and tell you how to do it and tell you how to operate your franchise and run an NBA organization when they're AAU superstars. They're 1 year in college basketball. You've been running NBA teams for decades. Why didn't you slam your hand down on the desk or just sit down and say, everybody sit down and call him out? We drafted him because we think he's the best player in the draft, and we're going to build our franchise around him. Now it's time to trust us to do that and build that relationship to make that happen. Not bring him into a hotel room and play a piano for him.
Well,
not worry about what the room temperature is, not worrying about the breathing exercises, not worrying about everything else but basketball is what, to me, David Griffin has been about since he's been in the organization. I get all that ancillary stuff. I think it makes sense. I think the support staffs and all that stuff you need around your athletes. But ultimately, it's a basketball team and they're basketball players, and they need to be on the floor. And they can't be telling you as a rookie, yeah, Zion's probably going to or was on the trajectory to have that type of power where he can sit down and say, look, I'm out if you don't make this happen. And when I leave, the franchise is going to crumble. The ticket sales is going to go in the gutter. Or you listen to me. But as a rookie, the franchise still has the power to say, nah, kid, listen to us for the next 4 years. Let us show you how to do it. You just worry about playing basketball. You got the Jordan contract. You got the Mountain Dew contract. You got number one type money. You're well established. You got the cash. Go play basketball. And the next time we get to this conversation, the next time in 4 years when we talk about what your future is going to look like after your rookie deal, then if you do what you're supposed to do, we'll listen. And you'll have the power. Instead of going through this power struggle with a young, up-and-coming generational player where he's now got this reputation of, do you really want, you want to put up with all this shit?
Yeah, they do.
Somebody out there does. No, there's numerous people that will and do.
Every other team in the league.
Absolutely, does.
He's the first.
But he has painted a reputation of.
It doesn't matter. You've seen it with James Harden. You've seen it with Ben Simmons. If you're good enough, you can do whatever you want. And it's specific to the NBA at this point where and it's kind of the LeBron effect like you talked about, where they've realized how much power they have. Zion's just the first one to do it as a rookie, and he was in the perfect scenario in his mind to go to this team and say, they need me more than I need them because I can wait it out for whatever my rookie contract is, play a little bit, say I'm hurt. They saw what happened when I played. I'm a superstar. So wherever I go, somebody's going to want me, no matter how messy I make it. You just don't want to be in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And he's been the first one, and I guarantee, or I would imagine, that he'll be the first rookie to turn down the Supermax. Even if because the Pelicans still have to offer him that contract.
If they're not marketing him on the ticket renewals,
He's
but
out.
I think that it's out. It's done. It's been talked. It's been said. If you're not using a personality and a player like that to get people to buy into your organization, what's the purpose in having him? That's from a business standpoint, that's all that the suits are looking at. The people that run the Pelicans, they don't, they're just looking at the bottom line. And the best way to get to a bloated bottom line is to market this guy. Everybody in the world wants to see him.
He's bloated.
And now you got him, and he's overweight, and you don't talk to him. He doesn't even work out at your facility. He doesn't go to the games. He works out at Nike.
Yeah, that's what
you don't know if he has a second surgery or not. It's like, huh? What? How? How did it get so bad? Somebody over there's got to step up and say, it was my responsibility to make sure that we stayed intact and stayed in contact and stayed transparent with Zion, and now we're here. Well, you're out. You know what I mean? Because this is screwed.
I don't think it mattered who it was. I really don't.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
he got
so.
here, and you could see it on draft day. And I liked Zion. I still like Zion. I understand what he's doing. He wants to be in a big market because he wants to be a superstar. He wants to be on the face. He was on the cover of 2K already, but none of that really matters to him. He wants to be in a big market and in New York or in LA.
Well, here's the deal. If you're New
chasing.
Orleans, you have to think now, if what you say is true, and I believe you, there's people out there that want him because he sells tickets, and potentially he still could be Zion Williamson, is you have to trade him. because you can't let him get to free agency. If you know he's not going to sign the Supermax, which it seems like that those discussions, or at least the talks, have already started on that, then get something for him. Don't just let him walk away in the middle of the night and the story goes, we had Zion. What'd you get for him? Nothing.
Didn't even really play.
He didn't even play.
He was awesome.
You couldn't even put him on the ticket. But, I mean, like, now, if you know it, I'm okay if you can get a truckload of, players, or, not picks don't mean anything in the NBA, but, I mean, if you can get some high-end players to go out there while Zion Williamson still has a little bit of draft capital, or just a little bit of value to him, then I wouldn't be opposed to it. And I also would watch Zion wherever he lands, because, like I said, it all goes back to, I want to watch this athlete play. It sucks that it's not New Orleans. I'm kind of past the fact that it's just not going to work out unless there's major, major change. So I don't know. We just did 30 minutes on the NBA to open up the show. That's a great way to run off a South Louisiana crowd. That's a great way to run off. RMB Builders, remember, rmb-builders.com.
LSU football up next.
Yeah, right. Talk recruiting, LSU baseball, K. Doty, SEC Player of the Week. Come back. Tell everybody, for God's sakes. rmb-builders.com. Rhett Bourgeois and his staff over there. Remember, they can custom design you a home. They can come into the house that you have right now and upgrade it with some reconstruction and refurbishment. Get in touch with them, rmb-builders.com. Rhett Bourgeois, rmb-builders.com. They have helped us out get into the new studio. They've helped Katie out with some stuff that she's had around around her house. They're back over there helping her out. They helped us out with the flood over at the house, all over the place.
I gotta build more sleeping space for all you people.
You people.
Hey,
that's Noah.
Little pat on the head.
You're welcome anytime. I say that every time.
It's Noah's job now.
It's not just Noah's job.
I know it's not a job.
Wait, job for what?
Stewie. Welcome to the team, buddy.
Noah house sits and pet sits for me when I'm out of town. Yeah, you knew that.
Yeah, right.
And I'll always tell everyone, go and hang out.
Go and hang out with Noah.
Somehow he just wrangled that job away from me. I don't know what happened. I didn't sleep in the bed.
Safe was a little light the weekend that they got back. LSU baseball's K. Doty named SEC Player of the Week after going 8 for 12 in the opening weekend. Doty was named SEC Player of the Week on Monday. A redshirt sophomore from over in Denham Springs hit 3 doubles, 2 home runs, 7 runs batted. He scored 7 runs and had 12 runs batted in the 3 games versus Maine. His slugging percentage, which I don't know how they calculate this. You're more of a baseball guy than I am, Lloyd. Do you know what slugging percentage? Somebody explained to me inside of the. Somebody explained to me inside of the chat.
Yeah, I think it's extra base hits and home runs.
Okay. So power.
Power. It's about driving.
That's right. So he's got a high slugging percentage, and his on-base percentage was .563. Doty was 3 of 6 in Game 2 of the series, double, 5 ribbies in a first-inning 3-run homer, and collected 5 RBIs. He's the guy in the lineup that you kind of forget about, and
that's why he's raking.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, he might have the best year out of all of them because of his talent, where he is in the lineup, all the protection he has around him, and, I mean, he's in his money year. I mean, this is his year. Doty was drafted high out of high school. He was one of those guys that came in with the reputation that he could at least be drafted high out of high school. Stewie, where was he drafted? Was he second round? Third round?
I don't know, but Mikey...
He kind of came in with the I don't care, I'm going to LSU.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to take a lot to get me away from LSU.
But Mikey said that he is now in first-round pick territory. Like, he is going to make himself a first-round pick with the year that he was set up to have. You talk about lineup protection, that's the reason why. He's got all those studs around him, and it almost gets lost. And you're like, oh, God, you have another... Like, now you have a first-round pick batting 9th. You can shove him anywhere in the lineup, and he's going to rake because of all the people in front of him. So this is, like, money year. Well, first-round pick after... I just wanted to go play at LSU.
Jimmy James, slugging percentage is
I can't
slugging.
Wait for this. Oh.
Thank you, Jimmy. Garrett Hamilton, total bases and at-bats.
He declined to go to the MLB draft. Like, he just didn't.
He just said, I'm going to LSU.
Yeah, he just said I was going to LSU.
Right.
Take note, Zion.
Oh. But Doty and LSU will face off against Louisiana Tech tomorrow night in Ruston, which should be an incredible atmosphere. Talked to some people up in North Louisiana. I mean, they have been, seems like a regional that's happening in February for Louisiana Tech baseball. So it'll be awesome.
And you have basketball also?
Basketball tomorrow at
Tomorrow's
Rupp
big
Arena.
day.
Yeah, tomorrow's a big, for as slow as this sports day is, as far as like live action, tomorrow will be huge.
And then Thursday, isn't that the last women's game?
Thursday is the last regular season
Yeah.
women's game, which, by the way, shout out to Mulkey. She's now in the top 10. I believe they were ranked number 8 in the country in the latest AP poll. I mean, is this the best?
exciting.
This is the best coaching job season to season that's ever happened at LSU. We got to get like Todd Polites, Kent Lowe on this. Like
This is Todd territory.
This is a Todd Polites like year to year turnaround in a program. Is this the great? Should we cold call Todd?
Todd's awake. I know that.
I know he's awake. We don't
In a
have
dusty book
we
somewhere.
have like the handshake, hug, great to see you, eyeball, eye contact when we talk to each other type of relationship. I don't know if like the cold call
Maybe
on
you
the
text
air.
him first. Cold text him, and
If
then
we have that
It's not really our style.
relationship, it's not.
It's
And I
not.
would
It's
love
more
to.
of a cold call.
I would
type.
love.
more
I
to
would,
call and be like, "Hey, you're live, buddy."
I would love to see if we have that relationship almost.
Let's find out.
You know what I mean?
We'll find
Should we
out.
find out?
What better time to be in it than burn the ace? Let's see what
We will
happens.
find
Why not?
out.
Why
Is
not?
it South Carolina tomorrow? Thursday? Women's?
I got you. Hold up.
South Carolina? I think so.
Did you see that
It
South
is
Carolina?
Tennessee.
For women's Thursday?
I just saw South Carolina women's had the first college game day there.
Yeah.
And 8 years or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
They're all in on that program.
Yeah.
But, and the head coach, it's almost like that's what Kim Mulkey is building at LSU.
It is.
The coach is a superstar, and their team is turning into superstars.
Yeah.
But the coach is who's marketable, and they both run to the spotlight.
Right.
And they're doing their damnedest to make sure that women's basketball is on the forefront.
They're doing a good job of
They
it.
are.
2 games left.
Oh, there's
Alabama.
2 left.
At
Alabama,
home.
and then they finish at Tennessee,
At
don't
Tennessee.
they? Wow.
Okay, so this is the last regular season home
Home game.
game.
When's the last time
Thursday.
Mulkey went to the Summit?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, that's gonna be an emotional night for her.
Get that B-roll.
Yeah, well,
That's gonna be a hell of a night for her.
yeah.
I mean, finishing this regular season on Tennessee's home court to, obviously the home that Pat Summitt built, somebody that means so much to Coach Mulkey, coached her in the Olympics, and really a mentor and a guiding light for her throughout her career. I mean, when she talks about her, you can just feel the impact and the relationship that they had. So for her to close out this regular season on that floor after this turnaround, probably a little bit of fate, man. That's something that's supposed to happen. You know what I mean? That's incredible. But I did the text thing.
It's not. Hey,
Yeah.
good move. Good move. Subtlety.
If y'all can come Thursday, y'all should come. I only have 2 tickets.
gonna come.
But if you could get more tickets.
Lord said,
There's
"Come."
open seats around where we sat. So,
So you have season tickets?
I just have not the whole season, but most of the season.
So you just started buying them?
So I have 2. No, they were given to me.
Okay.
So I have 2.
Sorry.
So no, we sorry. I have 2, but y'all should come.
She talked to me like
ser-
you're a kid.
I don't know
Don't
if
be
y'all
sorry.
have been. I don't know if y'all been yet to an LSU women's game, but
Electric.
Sunday it was electric on Sunday, and I can't imagine what it's going to be like on Thursday night. We should all go as a group.
I mean, we
Yeah.
should be in the Mulkey
I would love it.
camp.
Yeah,
we
should
because
be.
We did this.
We should
You
be.
Yeah,
did this,
you
Jordy.
really
I
should.
feel like something Thursday, but I'll go.
He's already backing out. I feel like I already got
I'm panicking.
You're gone.
I'm panicking.
Don't make plans.
Did you
for
say-
gotta go
Jordy.
see a guy.
Did you say Thursday?
Thursday, might have a
I
thing.
mean,
I feel like
come
I have a
on.
thing.
This Thursday?
Come on. All right, Lloyd.
I'll go. I'd love to go to a basketball game. It's just hard to
Okay.
get tickets.
Well,
You only have
it
2.
should not be hard for
I
us
get
to
in
get
free.
more tickets,
I'm a
though,
student.
honestly, right?
I get it free. I'm a student.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
You
there
do
you
get
go.
in free.
It's just 2
Just
tickets
use,
still available.
Noah's student ID and roll in.
All you have to do is have the gold rewards app. and
Yeah, there you go.
just walk in.
I look
they
like
don't
a
even
student,
check.
I guess. I would
Yeah.
imagine I could shave the mustache.
Yeah.
They think I'm 10.
No,
You
just
can
shave
get
the.
I got it.
You gotta get rid of
I
that.
got this
I mean-
thing. All right.
They'll just think you're just like some crazy like frat dude. Which is
Yeah, well, there was a time.
And the lady next to me Shazams all the music that they play in
I
there.
thought her
so
name
it's-
was going to be Shazam.
No, but she Shazams like songs from the 90s that you know for sure. That she's
She
like
doesn't
just
know.
discovering for the first time and Shazamming, and it's
Oh,
the
what a
best
cool
thing
part
I've
of
ever
life.
seen. It's so fun to watch.
Older lady,
Oh, yes.
obviously. I didn't know
Yes.
if it was younger or older.
No, it's
Okay.
older.
like
They're older. Older. Yeah.
Well, that's
It's
why.
super
Skip
fun to
Bertman.
watch.
Yeah, exactly.
Skip
That's,
Bertman,
there's
dude.
a conversation.
Wasn't
That's
a
why
fan of-
people don't go to the game.
Wasn't a fan of the crowds. City Cafe brings you the Jordy Culotta Show. City Cafe, huge basketball fans
Made it to
over
that
there.
lunch.
Squeaky Miranda, Cody Miranda, the entire crew over there. Go see them today. They got lunch specials every single day. City Cafe, O'Neill and George O'Neill. Business has been around for 100 years, over 100 years. Tells you around the stability, customer service, the belief in their product, everything, the pride in their product and what they put out. Great lunch specials. Go see Cody. Go see Squeaky. Tell them you heard it here on the Jordy Culotta Show. And brunch on Sundays if you're looking for City Cafe. City Cafe,
go when it's windy.
BR.net.
I would say do go when it's windy. Because you get a little catcall in there.
Stewie and I had like our eardrums blown out.
We're going to play a little Tiger Trivia today. What do we call it? Tiger Trivia Tuesdays?
Tricky Tiger Trivia
I think that was
Tuesdays.
it. Whatever you just said was it.
Tiger
We just
Trivia
added a
Tuesdays.
fourth
Tiger
T.
Trivia Tuesdays.
Triple T. Get teched up.
Tiger Trivia Tuesdays is going to be a new segment that we bring in on Tuesdays. Remember our mailbag on Wednesdays. So if you have mailbag
Yes.
questions, get them in. Email in, DM in. However you get and stay involved and interact with the show. Ask the question, hashtag mailbag inside of the app. But our Tiger Trivia Tuesdays will be coming up here shortly on the Jordy Culotta
I bet
Show.
I know none of them.
I was.
None.
They
You want to
were-
bet?
No, I do not want to bet. Jeez.
Juwan Howard suspended 5 regular seasons, which is the remainder of the regular season. This is Michigan's head basketball coach who threw a punch
I agree
at
with
the
that.
the Wisconsin
Wisconsin.
assistant coaching staff.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's head coach Greg Gard was fined $10,000 for violating the conference's sportsmanship policy, but was not suspended. The Big Ten also suspended 3 players one game for the altercation in Wisconsin's win over Michigan. A couple of players from Wisconsin, 2 players from Wisconsin, and 2 players from Michigan, and 1 player from Wisconsin was suspended along with Juwan Howard, who got a 5-game suspension, which is the rest of the regular season for the Wolverines. I'm okay with it. I'm good with it.
I'm good with that too.
I think the little bit of a letter of a law here. If you throw a punch at a player, you're done.
Done.
You're fired
Yes.
immediately. Woody Hayes out.
Against
If-
who?
You throw a punch at an assistant coach or a coach or an adult, suspension. I mean, unless it turns into a full Palace in the Malice brawl, you know what I mean? Like, that would be my kind of
Miami FIU.
rule of thumb. Wow, what a brawl that was.
That got me thinking of, because it almost got out of control, because once you see a coach
Yeah, it
go,
did. It did.
your head coach go.
Well, you had 2
every
players
player's
from
like, oh, we
Michigan.
got carte
Michigan was
blanche.
throwing Michigan was throwing like combos.
Yeah, well, of course, because my coach just did it. Dude,
It's
if you're
okay.
throwing hands, we all throwing hands. Now ain't nobody getting in trouble.
Right.
The Woody Hayes punch was against Clemson.
Yeah, no,
in the
we
Gator
did.
Bowl.
Yes.
1978.
Yeah.
And did that end him?
Yeah, that was it. He got fired after that. I mean, he was fired on the spot. And rightfully so. Woody Hayes or Nick Saban, you hit a player, you're done.
Well, Nick Saban's going to live to be $1 billion, apparently, if you read the article that we put in the doc.
Did he hit a player?
No. I'm just saying it
Okay.
doesn't
I would love to
matter.
get that out
It does
there.
not matter who you are. Yeah. Can we get the news cycle today? Report: Saban hit Rohan.
Todd Pullitz is definitely coming on now.
So if Juwan would have hit a player, he should have
Fired.
been fired.
On the
He's
spot
fired.
that
And
day.
you would agree with that.
No doubt. Well, I think that's the only call of action.
What if he hits the other head coach?
Still suspension.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
still a suspension.
Suspension.
It's like
Suspension.
2 coaches interacting, not a
Suspension.
player.
And nobody loves
Yeah.
that more than the Big Ten commissioner.
This is news.
You know what I mean? Like, keep us in the cycle. Tournament's coming up. You know what I mean? We're going to suspend Juwan until the tournament. That's when we're going to bring him back. I mean, look at their method of the madness. Suspending the regular. What games does he have left? None too big.
How many games are left? No,
5? Perfect.
It's like a pitcher getting suspended in baseball. Like, oh, he's suspended for 5 games. Like, oh, so he misses 1 start. You know, like he gets to go play golf for 4 days.
Right.
It's cringy to watch him hit the other coach.
That was going to be my other question. If it's a closed fist, do you think that makes a difference?
No.
What if he drops him like Rudy Tomjanovich? Like, what if he drops him?
Yeah, that might be a little different, I guess. Right?
And they don't want to suspend him. Jawan pulls headlines in. I mean, he's a guy from Michigan. He's a former player, former NBAer that went back to his alma mater to coach at Michigan, right?
Yeah.
Michigan's doing that again.
They
did
have
it
3
twice.
they played 3 ranked teams to finish the season. Illinois, 25 Iowa, and 22 Ohio State.
Iowa can shoot the eyes out of it too.
Why? I mean, I haven't been watching a ton of
Iowa basketball
or Michigan basketball, but why are they so bad?
Did they lose their guy? That remember he ate up LSU. That
the big boy Wagner,
freshman. Yeah.
Is it Wagner?
I don't know his name. But a little lefty, but he ate LSU up, and he was kind of like the straw that stirred the drink for them.
Speaking of Saban. This guy Saban, bro.
Sabanism.
This guy.
He was speaking at that Alabama Coaches Association meeting that we referenced yesterday, where he was telling the story about his wide receivers not being ready for the moment in the national championship game, and also calling it a little bit of leadership when talking about the Henry Ruggs situation. Today, the news cycle is focused around a bite that he put out on retirement. Saban, who is 70 years old right now and looks like he's 40, said to the room of Alabama high school coaches, "Everybody asks me when I'm going to retire. Retire from what? I'm going to jump into an empty abyss, of what I'm going to do, because the very challenges that I talk about and the things in our profession that concern me, for you and for me, both in your game and our game, that's what keeps me going. I have no plans to retire anytime soon. That's why I get up every day. That's why I can't sleep at night sometimes. That's what keeps me going. So why would you quit doing that? I haven't figured that one out yet." Saban's going to coach until he's 85. He's probably got 15 more years left.
Wow.
He's unbelievable.
Do you think?
I mean, he feels like Tom Brady when Tom Brady said that, and you were like,
yeah.
what are you going to bet against this guy?
Well, not only that, like Tom said he's going to retire, then 2 days later he's like, well, I wouldn't actually shut the book on that, because he thought he sat there and twiddled his thumbs while Giselle's in
by the way,
London
I still do not believe that he's done.
I don't
That's
either.
what I'm saying. I don't think he's done either, because he sat at home and he was like, my kids are at school. I thought I was coming home to spend time with my family.
Yeah, I thought y'all wanted to be with me.
Giselle's jet setting to do whatever she does to make more money.
Exactly.
Kids are out the house. He's like, well, fuck, I'm going to go play football again.
Yeah.
Nobody's here.
Yeah.
Call
Big
Gronk.
old house. Yeah. And Gronk wants to play with Burrow.
It'd be nice.
Saban.
Kenny Block.
Do you think
He is going to haunt LSU for another decade.
Forever.
Another decade.
Forever.
Another decade, this guy. I mean,
Brian Kelly has a chance. If this is the best we've had since, right? Would you say that the 2 hires after Saban were kind of, everybody was kind of like, oh, God, what's LSU doing over there? Still managed to win a national championship.
incredible.
Brian Kelly is like, oh, this guy's got a resume. This is a guy
Yeah.
with an actual resume that should have a job like this.
Belichick likes this guy.
Yeah. Well, don't get into that text chain. Billy and Nick Saban are boys.
Yeah, they are buddies.
thieves.
Like, whew.
Do you think that Nick Saban has like that Paterno in him? If he quits coaching, he'll die like right after.
Yes, I do.
I do too.
Oh, that's depressing.
Well,
Politz is in carpool right now.
oh, Carpool King.
Yes, I'm giving him a little bit of a buffer. He says that when he sits down at his computer and he gets to his desk, he's going to give us the thumbs up to give the call, and he's going to check out a little bit of history for us as far as 1-year turnarounds. The turnaround that Mulkey has provided. I agree with you. Saban's going to die on the sideline, and that he's going to haunt LSU
not
for another
trying to
decade.
kill
Finish
him.
that segment real quick. Yes, he was down sideline.
The biggest 1-year turnaround.
can't wait.
Maybe one of the arguments would be DiNardo to Saban from '99 to 2000 was a huge turnaround. Does that feel, or is this one even that Mulkey is in the midst of here with the women's program that is the greatest that we've ever seen? It's got to be the greatest that LSU has seen in that sport for sure. But just on campus in all sports, I cannot think of a team that was so down like the LSU women's program was. 9 wins. All of last year they had 9 wins. Right now they're number 8 in the country. I mean, they're looking at a possible 2 seed in the tournament. I mean, who knows if they get in the SEC tournament and they're able to like make some noise and upset South Carolina. I don't know what could happen, but I mean,
I'm not putting them out of the possibility of a legitimate run, right? Like every test that they've had, the only one that
I just don't know the top of the sport that well. I'd imagine that the
South Carolina is the top
heavy
of
hitters,
the sport.
yeah.
And
But they can't be the
went
only
wire to
team
wire.
that can
I know,
beat
but
them.
that's the litmus test, right?
Right,
That's the
that's
only
right.
one that
That's
we've
right.
watched that
Yeah.
we know is something that, all right, if that's where you're trying to be, LSU was right there for the entire game and almost it probably felt like the better team for the majority of the game. So if that's the litmus test, LSU could make a lot of noise.
Yeah.
What if she?
Don't
Good
even go there.
Lord.
You go.
If she does, it's
What if she could make a little noise in the SEC tournament? What if she wins the whole
Oh my
thing?
God.
might as well win the whole thing.
Yeah.
She could.
I don't
Brandon
doubt
Hollings-
Kim
Bet against
Mulkey.
her.
And, yeah.
No chance. Brandon Hollingsworth, Will Wade from 2 SEC wins to the NIT in his first year was nice. That was a hell of a turnaround. And he did a lot kind of what Kim Mulkey did. I think a lot of people expected for Wade's first team to be really down, right? Like to kind of not compete at all. You almost gave him a grace period of a year to just get it right. But he was like, no, we're not doing that. We're turning this roster around, and we're going to be competitive right now. And he went out, and I believe he brought in 8 new players to his first team. Just like kind of a lot like he did this year. Transfer portal guys just cherry-picking people off of rosters and getting guys who were not happy in certain places.
And he
But
did that pre-portal, huh?
yes, absolutely.
You have to go get graduate transfers.
Absolutely. This
to
is
change
5
the
years
team.
ago.
Yes.
This is 5 years ago. And got that team to the NIT, right? The Pirate, Jordy, I'm not hating on Kim. She's a great coach, but she inherited a great group of kids. We can debate that, huh, Pirate? 8 5-year players. She has even said next year's team will not be as good as this one. Thoughts? See, I don't have the wherewithal or the knowledge or the base to say that. I know she's got a great recruiting class coming in.
She does.
And I know that she is who she is, and her ability to bring people. I also think that Kim Mulkey knows how to kind of play the. She knows how to kind of play the room. She knows that she can kind of set herself up next year to be like, look, we're not going to be that good next year. And she'll come out and they'll be like number 2 in the country.
Exactly.
3 weeks in, and she'll be like, I didn't think we were going to be this good. Knowing in the back of their head, like, you know what you had. I mean,
She did the same thing this year.
Well, I legitimately, I don't know if she knew what she had.
That's the Kim Mulkey gambit.
Right?
She can't
Next
control
year,
the
she's
transfer
probably like,
portal.
we're probably going to be pretty good. You know what I mean? But we're not going to be that good publicly. So I hear you, Pirate. Look, I'm not saying that, but it's hard to ignore what she's done in just one season. If for nothing else, bringing the interest back, right? Like even like for people to care about what the women's program was. I was a fan of Nikki Caldwell, the person. I thought that she was real cool. She was funny. She had a great personality. I thought that she was easy to get along with. But when it came to like promoting and marketing the program, I thought she could have been so much better because of that. Because she had this really easy to like personality. And like she was very easy to talk to. And to me, that would be very easy to sell to. Like Kim Mulkey, I saw her at Phil's Oyster Bar last week. She had a stack of tickets sitting in front of her, just handing them out. She was running around, you know what I mean? Just handing them out. And if for nothing else, I mean, she's brought that back to the community. I mean, she's sitting at the bar at Phil's Oyster Bar in the middle of the city. The place is packed. Everybody, hey, coach, when they walk in. And she's just turning around flashing tickets. As long as you don't have a recruitable athlete or somebody that's with you, she's letting you, shaking your hand, taking a picture, signing the deal, whatever it is. I mean, she's just accessible. And her team's good.
Yeah.
Let's go watch. I don't have anything to do on a Sunday afternoon. What's the options?
Thursday night.
I thought Thursday night. Yeah.
Thursday night.
Thursday.
I mean, I hate to say it about women's basketball.
Sunday,
but
they're in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't make that one either. I hate that for you.
I wasn't super interested.
She's going to get you a ticket. Kim Mulkey is going to get you a ticket. You're probably going to end up in Tennessee the way you're going.
You're on the bench. You'll be there. Edward Underwood. I'm sorry to cut you off. What were you saying?
No big deal.
No, what were you
I was
saying?
going to say
No, what were you
that the
saying?
atmosphere before in the PMAC for a women's basketball game was nothing like it is now. And I hate to say that, but you weren't really super interested in women's basketball all the time,
Yeah, for sure.
right? I
No,
mean, we all
absolutely.
admit that.
I mean, the
And
last time
now-
I went and cared about it is when Simone was there.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, but I mean, it really was. That's
Well,
the last
it's true.
time that I was
People
like,
admit it.
does anybody have tickets? Can we go to the game? I'll go. I'll go watch Simone play.
Yeah.
That's the last time. I'll go watch Mulkey coach. Thursday? Thursday. Edward Underwood.
Unbelievable.
Jordy comes off like a Saban groupie. That's because I am. He's going to retire when he starts losing regularly. When will that be, Ed? Everyone can pay now when no structured system of favoritism can't get in trouble. Wow, Ed, you got it bad. Give up on that 2012 game, bro. It's all good.
It's
That
over.
was Jalen Mills. If it was Tyrann Mathieu, LSU wins. I know that Saban has got just daggers in your heart, man. He's the best of all time. And I appreciate what LSU fans were able to witness. And to me, he is the godfather of the LSU football program. He is the one that showed everybody in the program and around it to just protect the state of Louisiana and you can win. Quit overthinking it. How have you guys not won national championships down here? Within 3 years of being on the job, he's in New Orleans beating Oklahoma for a natty. He left Les Miles Patriot-type rosters in 05 and 06 and 07. Trent Johnson sent John Brady the 2008 SEC championship ring. Les Miles should send Nick Saban the 2007 national championship ring.
There's no chance he knows where that is.
Who? Which one?
Les.
It's in his ear.
Yeah. It's in an orifice.
Oh my God, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
Daily, we are brought to you by Relief Med. Remember, over at Relief Med, RELEAF med.com. This is medical marijuana, which is legal in the state of Louisiana, and you can get it with a promo code Jordy1. If you use that promo code Jordy1, you receive 20% off your first purchase over at Relief Med. Get to Relief Med now, RELEAF med.com. Fill out the questionnaire. Before you know it, you'll have the recommendation from a certified doctor to be over and picking up your prescription today or your recommendation today.
Yes.
Good looking salt and pepper, bro.
That guy with the two dark sideburns.
He is Clooney.
The sideburns, though.
His
Too
sideburns
much.
look
Toupee.
glued on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Toupee.
Toupee.
Not a toupee, I don't
Toupee.
think.
It plays like a
I
toupee
think
with
the
those
sideburns
sideburns.
might be
does.
tape on side.
Yeah.
It does look like a pizza cut on the side.
It does. Or just
Uh,
too
Why
much
did you-
just
why
for
did you
men right
stop?
there.
Get over to Relief Med and use the promo code Jordy1. Jordy1. We're talking to Fletcher Mackel next about the latest down in New Orleans.
He was so close. Why would you stop there or not start
It's almost
there?
like, I guess that's more part of his beard, and his beard maybe isn't salt and pepper, you know? And so literally the salt and pepper starts with his hairline.
The dark beard will pop the salt and pepper on top, though, Doc.
It would.
Don't
He
hate it,
went
bro.
Full beard.
Fletch, good morning.
I wouldn't be into him if he went full
No
beard.
beard.
Go, bro.
What about
Hold tight, coming to you.
shadow?
Just
What
like
he's doing
that
now?
is good.
If he just changes his eyebrows, yeah, there's a problem
His
for a lot of
eyebrows are great.
households.
They are great.
I mean sideburns. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. The sideburns. That's it. Change the sideburns.
Jordy1 is the promo code there. Relief Med. Let's go down to Fletcher Mackel. One of our favorites, as dialed into the city as anybody as you'll find right now. We were talking about this Zion situation. We listened to the latest Locked On Pels podcast hosted by Jake Madison that was put out yesterday. If you have not heard it, we linked it inside of our chat. And make sure you're following Fletcher on social media. Fletcher WDSU, sports anchor down there at the NBC affiliate down in New Orleans and a great friend of our program. Fletch, good morning. How are you?
I am doing well. Thanks for having me.
Always. Let's talk a lot of stuff of sports going down in New Orleans. Let's start with Zion. Fletch, I get from this point of view in Baton Rouge, I'm not as dialed in as you guys are down there and don't have the relationships that you all have down there, but it seems like the mismanagement of Zion on both sides, whether it's from Zion's camp or whether it's been from the Pelican side, has been just amazing.
It's been spectacularly bad. I'll say that. I mean, I know there's the old military term, and I can't say it on a show, but I think the acronym is FUBAR. And if you, I mean, I think most people know what it means, and if you don't,
Fucked
you
up
can go
man,
ahead.
all recognition, dude.
Right. And so here's the thing, though. Now, let me say this. Not that I'm trying to pick winners and losers, because the whole situation is FUBAR. But when Zion got here, I think the organization made missteps that I think they definitely mishandled, the star power of Zion, what he and his father wanted. They should have, David Griffin, the executive in charge, who was in charge of the Cleveland Cavaliers when they won a championship with LeBron, he should have cleaned house and started fresh in year one. The problem was he had too many holdovers from the old regime. Then he realized that, and then in year two, he made some horrible decisions by hiring Stan Van Gundy, by bringing in Eric Bledsoe, Steven Adams, pieces that didn't fit. In year three, I'm going to give David Griffin a lot of credit, though. Now, look, it took him 3 strikes and you're out. He was down to his last strike. Willie Green is the right head coach. Jonas Valanciunas is the right big man. Herb Jones is the right rookie. C.J. McCollum is the right veteran they traded for. He has had some wins in the last 8 to 10 months that have put this franchise on the right path. But the problem is, over the first 2 years, Zion and his stepfather, Lee Anderson, have become so disenfranchised with David Griffin that they are no longer engaged and want to be a part of it. So there's a massive disconnect between Zion and the organization. And now the blame, in my opinion, the first 2 years, the blame fell on the organization. Now the blame falls more on Zion and his father because they are the ones who are acting unprofessional, don't like the medical professionals, don't want to listen to what people are telling them, don't seem to take it as seriously and professionally as an elite NBA player should. And again, there's a lot of dirty hands in all of this. Can they wash it off and clean it up and move forward? I don't know at this point. It's hard to see how this has a happy ending.
Aaron Nelson came in so highly regarded. How did he get caught up in this wash?
It's crazy because here's the thing. It's people that you just mentioned, Aaron Nelson, for your listeners and your viewers that don't know who that is. He was the longtime trainer of the Phoenix Suns and a guy who is renowned in NBA circles. Shaq says he extended his career by years. Steve Nash went to the Phoenix Suns when he was in his 30s. Mark Cuban said his best years are behind him. He won 2 MVP awards in Phoenix. Grant Hill could never stay healthy until he got to Phoenix. And Aaron Nelson repaired him and kept him healthy. So the first thing David Griffin does is make Aaron Nelson the highest paid trainer in the NBA, steals him from Phoenix. And just so people understand, all the other players seem to be okay with what he does and how he does it. Last year, the Pelicans lost the second fewest games to injury than any team in the NBA. So the guy obviously knows what he's doing, but I think they really upset Zion his first year when they babied him with the knee injury. And then when he came back, they played him in these bursts. He lost all trust and faith in Aaron Nelson, and he's never regained it. And his camp has never regained it. And it's just been a really difficult situation that when the generational superstar doesn't believe in the executive vice president and the director of health and performance, again, I don't know what they have to do to figure it out or if they can ever figure it out. But it broke in year one, and it's never been able to be fixed since.
Did it break, or was that the out they were looking for? Could it have just been anything that Zion wanted just to make sure he could pin it on something else to get out of New Orleans? Because that's what it feels like.
So let me say this. Somebody asked me that, and that's a really great question. Did he ever want to be here? I'll say this. I was at the draft that night when the Pelicans selected him in the lottery. We were in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. I flew back the next day to be at the press conference in New Orleans when everybody came down from Brooklyn. And his dad, I think truly, and he wanted to be here. They looked at this as, you know what? Even if he's not here for 20 years, he can make a name for himself. He can come here and he can turn this franchise that has never had a lot of winning around, and he can be a part of something special. But as soon as the first little bit of adversity hit and they didn't like how the organization managed, handled, dealt with his injury, I think they took a quick left turn and tried to find the first exit they could. You know what? We don't believe in this anymore. The smaller NBA market with the people we don't trust. But again, that could have happened anywhere. I do think you start talking about today's athlete and empowerment and tough love on young players. Is it the right way to go? Is it the wrong way to go? I think some of us come from a generation of, that tough love, the coaches and the executives, they make the decisions and the players execute the decisions. And we all watch, from a different era, things like The Last Dance with Michael Jordan. And we talk about athletes of a different era. Well, some of these athletes just aren't cut from the same fiber as Jordan and Kobe and even LeBron now. And Zion just seems like somebody who may not be cut from that fiber. But it's a question we don't know, because here's the thing. Zion has only spoken once in the last year to the media.
Nice.
So he doesn't talk. His camp doesn't talk. Nobody knows, do they want to be here? Do they not want to be here? The last time we heard from him was media day. And now it just seems like a big farce that they all got up there and held hands and sang Kumbaya. And it was, we love each other. We want to be here. And then he's not playing. And now he's leaving the team to go train on his own and doesn't want to be a part of this.
Wow.
To answer your question, though, I don't know if from day one he didn't want to be here. I think he wanted to be here, but the first sign of adversity, it's not what I want, I don't believe in this path forward, it was, let me find the exit. I told somebody this. If Zion and his dad truly didn't want to be here, I wish they would have done what the Mannings did in 2004. Eli and Archie are great people. The Mannings are great people. They did something that turned them into bad guys that nobody does. They told an NFL team, the San Diego Chargers, do not draft me. I will not come. I don't want to play for you. And that's a huge violation of kind of the unwritten rules of professional sports. If you're a star player, you're going to a bad franchise if you're a number one pick. If Zion and his dad didn't want to be here, I remember when the Pelicans beat the odds and won the lottery, and they should have been picking 6 and they got to 1. And there were all these rumors. Zion will go back to Duke. Zion won't play there. Zion will sit out a year. Zion, from right away, said, I'm playing there. I'm turning pro. I want to be there. I want to go there. I almost wish if he and his father really didn't want to be here, they would have had the guts to do that and just say, don't draft us. We don't want to come here, because they could have saved everybody a lot of wasted time and some wasted years of his career.
Will Joseph, Jordy is jealous of Fletcher's hair. That is very true. Fletcher Mackel joining us here on the Jordy Culotta Show. He is talking a little New Orleans. Last one on Zion. Do you have an in on his health? Do you know where he is physically right now?
So here's what I've been told. I have been told that his foot, so he broke his foot because he was out of shape and he was getting back in shape this summer, and he broke his foot in a regular training exercise this summer. He had the surgery, and if the bone would have healed properly, he would have been back before the first of the year. The bone in his foot is not healing properly. So they did an injection in December, a biological injection to stimulate the bone healing in I guess mending properly is the term, or fusing properly together is the right term. And it's not fusing properly. So more than likely a second surgery and a bone graft is going to be required. And again, this isn't something that will derail his career. It's just an unfortunate situation because this injury isn't healing properly. I have been told Zion and his dad now are adamant he's going to play this year because they are deathly afraid of him being labeled as Greg Oden, this injury-prone bust of a guy who can never stay healthy. So they want him out there kind of hell or high water to show that he's ready. And even if there's a higher percentage that he could be re-injured, they feel like, look, he's fine now. He's going to play this year. But the medical opinion, first the Pelicans, and then Zion's independent people, when he went out to Portland with the Nike people out in the Pacific Northwest, are all saying the same thing. It's not healing, and you're probably going to need another surgery. So that's where we stand right now. And that's why I think there's been no update, because Zion and his camp are, we're good enough to go. Let's get back on the floor and show everybody the all-star talent that you are. Whereas the medical professionals are all saying, not the best way to go. You probably need to let it heal more or have a second surgery so you don't do some serious damage to your foot.
Would you trade him? Last one on him.
Well, here's the thing. Would I trade him? Yes. But I would put this for your listeners and your viewers again. I would put this in a compartment. I would compartmentalize it this way. It's got to be a Ben Simmons-like deal. I don't like what Ben Simmons did. I think it's horrible what he did. It's horrible what his agency did. Clutch Sports is the worst in the NBA. But Daryl Morey, the executive in Philadelphia, said, I'm not giving him away. When I get an all-star player back, I will trade him. And it was a really difficult process until Simmons went for James Harden, an all-star player. I would trade Zion tomorrow if I could get something of worth for him. And a draft pick 4 in this year's draft, isn't worth it for Zion, because here's the thing. If Zion figures it out from a health perspective, if he gets in shape, if he becomes a professional, he's a generational all-star talent who was doing things in the NBA no one had seen since Shaq. So if you're going to trade him, you need to get Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, De'Aaron Fox. The list goes on and on. You need to get an all-star caliber player. And I don't know if another team would do that, because the risk of Zion being Greg Oden in an injury-plagued bust is still there. So would I trade him? Yes. But I certainly wouldn't just give him away. And I don't know if there's another team out there that would gamble on his health right now until they see him play again.
Fletcher, Mackel joining us here, switching over to the Saints. What do we make of this Pete Carmichael story? Out and now back in.
Yeah, and that's an interesting one, because a lot of us heard that Pete Carmichael was going to move into a different role in the organization. His title was going to be senior offensive assistant. He's been here since day one with Sean Payton, came in 2006 as the quarterback's coach, became the offensive coordinator in 2009. Now, everybody knows Sean Payton was the offensive innovator and was the architect behind the great offenses with Drew Brees for 15 years. But Pete Carmichael is well-respected, well-liked. He's been a part of it. Everybody speaks highly of him. He was going to allow Dennis Allen to find his own coordinator and basically be kind of like the liaison to the great offenses of the past, the Brees Payton era, but allow his friend and a guy he's coached a long time with, Dennis Allen, to pick his own coordinator and be in kind of a senior role with less responsibility. And then all of a sudden there was a massive pivot of, you know what, forget that, Pete's the guy now. And I think at the end of the day, the Saints like what they have. And they've talked about what they've built with Sean Payton and the coaching staff and the players. And I think at the end of the day, after interviewing a half a dozen guys, they just circled back and said, even if it's for one more year, we just want you to kind of hold the rope, so to say, and implement what Sean was doing last year, what you have been doing. We don't want to bring in, like, for example, they interviewed the running back coach with the Indianapolis Colts. Well, that may have been a lot more of like an RPO type offense with brand new terminology, brand new everything. And instead of doing that, I think they are leaning into continuity, terminology. Things don't change. No matter who the quarterback is, the O-line calls are the same. The way they play is the same. You know, we have Michael Thomas is coming back. Kamara's obviously back. What we have, let's run it back for one more year. Even if they had to tell Pete, we just need you for one more year, then Dennis will find an offensive coordinator. So I think that's where they landed on that.
Who do you like at quarterback at this point of the process?
Well, I mean, I would like one of the big fish in the sea of Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson, just like the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and every other team that is in search of a quarterback, the Denver Broncos. I would love to dream of one of the MVP candidates. I mean, Rodgers is an MVP. Wilson is an MVP type player. I would like to dream of one of those guys that Mickey Loomis, I hate to use this term, in a YOLO move, goes all in and says, hey, let me go get Russell Wilson or let me go get Aaron Rodgers. I don't know how realistic that is, so I'm kind of moving it off the table. So I look at a lot of the guys that I think are certainly tier 2 guys, you know, the Jameses, the Teddy Bridgewaters, the Marcus Mariotas, the Mitchell Trubisky's. And of that group, my heart would pull me towards Teddy Bridgewater because I think that, you know, he's a guy who, with Pete Carmichael, has proven he went 5-0 and Drew Brees went down. I know he's more of a game manager than he is a guy who goes out and wins you games. But nonetheless, I feel like you can get him at a reasonable price. You know, Garoppolo is going to cost you a ton of salary because his numbers are so high and you'll have to extend him to thin it out, which means you're locked into him for several years. And Garoppolo is going to cost you at least a solid pick, be it a second or a third rounder or a multiple pick. Jameis, I like as a person and think he's gotten better as a human being and matured as a man. but I just still have a problem with how sloppy he can be with the turnovers in the ball. So right now, I would love to have one of the big fish in the sea, but I think, if I had to answer your question right now, I would say just give me Teddy Bridgewater with a really good defense and a running back like Alvin Kamara, and I think they can get to 10 or 11 wins in a playoff spot. Do they win the Super Bowl? I certainly wouldn't think so. But then again, I look at a team like San Francisco that had a great defense, an awesome running back with a game manager at quarterback, and they made it to the NFC Championship game. So I could envision something like that if the Saints signed Teddy Bridgewater if things broke their way.
Fletcher's showing off with the knowledge this morning. Great stuff down from New Orleans. At Fletcher WDSU is where you find him on Twitter. Last one, we'll get you out of here. Where do you think the Saints go? Dennis Allen goes in his first draft, offense or defense?
I think since Jeff Ireland is still here, the Saints assistant general manager, who has kind of been the person who has spearheaded the draft since he got here in 2016, and they've had some really great drafts. 2016 delivered Michael Thomas and Sheldon Rankins, and then 17 with Kamara and Hendrickson. Marshawn Lattimore. He's really done a good job of finding quality players. I would say the trenches, because that's where Jeff Ireland really leans into. So I would say, there's a chance they lose Teron Armstead in free agency, and I'm looking at the Bengals in protecting Joe Burrow. They have a ton of money to spend. Teron Armstead's going to get a break-the-bank deal, I think. So I could see somebody at like a Trevor Penning from Northern Iowa on the offensive line. I could also see defensive tackle, because while David Onyemata is, to me, a really good player at D tackle, and they've got some good defensive ends, I certainly think they're a little thin at D tackle. So I could see offensive tackle, defensive tackle at pick 18 in the first round. And it's not sexy, but again, that's the way they lean in a lot of these drafts since Jeff Ireland got here.
Great to talk to you again, man. Always good to catch up. Thank you for the time.
All right, George. Thank you.
Later, man. There's Fletcher Mackel checking in from down in New Orleans here on Carnival Week.
Oh, I don't think he breathed the whole time.
It's a news guy right there.
Didn't take
Great
a breath.
hair, stellar suits, knows how to travel with a suit. That's how I, that, I don't know.
I'll never know.
I don't know because if I travel with a suit, I bring it and it's wrinkled.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fletch has busted out some suits
You
on
have to
some
roll
travel, and I'm like, how did you get that here?
I think you have to
Roll
get
it.
like the suit bag.
Yeah, you
Well,
get
yeah.
the
Yeah,
bag.
but
You
no,
get
I've
the
had the
suit
suit
bag.
back. I've done the suit
And
bag.
then you lay it
It's
down in the
more
back
than that.
seat.
I think there's a fold
You roll
Yeah.
it.
that you can do.
Roll it.
Roll it.
Katie. I've
Nobody
heard that
listens
too.
to me.
What do you mean?
You roll your clothes, and then that's how you can hang them up, and they won't be as wrinkled when you travel.
It feels
You
like
roll
rolling them
instead of
would wrinkle
fold
Yeah,
them.
but what happens when you roll them? Then you check that bag in the airport, and now bags on
It's
bags
still
on
better
bags.
than when you just fold them.
I thought
do
everybody
this
used
all
a
the time.
hanging bag.
Me too.
People do. You can use a hanging bag and carry it on with your suit.
One thing Fletch does is he gets the chat moving.
Yeah, he does.
He does. I don't know if it's jealousy over the hair,
It's
whether it's the
hair.
fact that he
Maybe it's a
doesn't
little bit of
breathe when he
everything.
speaks, or whether some people just disagree with him. People love to bang on Fletch. That conversation brought to you by GoFlow IV, GEAUX, flowiv.com, goflowiv.com. Use the promo code Jordy Culotta Show. Just use the Culotta Show, Jordy Culotta Show, and you'll receive 20% off of your first visit over at GoFlow IV, GEAUX, flowiv.com. That is located on Jefferson Highway, 7370 Jefferson Highway. And you can find them online. Easiest way to do that, as we said, they take walk-ins, but they recommend you make an appointment. The easiest way to make an appointment is by going online at GEAUX, flowiv.com. Is our guy here?
No, it's
Okay.
just jacking.
else?
A lot of movement.
Yeah.
A lot of
Hey,
movement.
y'all.
A lot of movement. A lot of movement.
Just the boys. Just
Hey,
the boys.
Aaron Rodgers' post looks like a
John
suicide
Smith's own-
letter.
It
honestly.
does.
I mean, that's how it reads.
Like, what-
It's
what
like
was
goodbye.
that?
I love
think
you,
it's
goodbye
retirement.
kind of thing, right?
I thought he broke up with that girl.
John
did.
Smithsonian, it ain't jealousy. It's just flat out disagreement on my end.
Little hostility.
Seville
Okay,
Jr.
John,
It's
we
the
got
spray tan and the eyeshadow for me.
These all sound like good things.
That's right. I love it, man.
That's funny.
Will Joseph, never roll your suit. Steam that thing. That's a game changer.
Yeah, you can steam
My
it too.
dog. It's
If
the
you
fact
travel
that
with a
he's
steamer.
full of hot air.
Zimbabwe Heist says Fletch is a step above that guy that did the show from his mom's basement. Is that me?
Is that us? Yeah.
Is that us?
Relax.
You are that guy.
Thank you for
Thank you for listening.
the
yeah.
like and share. Yeah, right. Stick around, man. Fletch, don't let it piss you off that much. If you don't agree with him, it's all good. He is dialed into New Orleans. The guy loves New Orleans.
Yeah.
He is a New Orleanian from childhood. I mean, he's been there for his entire life. Him and his twin brother, Travers and Fletcher. They have a
That's gonna blow everybody's mind.
They have a social media account called the Mackel Maine @Mackel where it just takes pictures of their hair
No,
and their suits, and then, they're the best dressed. You know, they're some of the best. They're always like suits, well fit.
That's amazing.
Yo,
This
is Soup's cool. Nay.
Everybody.
Easy, nay. We ain't cleaned up back there. No telling what's on the tables.
No, sure, big ball.
Big ball 7'5".
Y'all leave me alone, for God's sakes, man. I just want to be out of the mix.
Leave
man.
the guy alone.
Leave me alone.
I'm out. I quit.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm tapping out.
Technology.
Bro. I'm done.
Not my friend.
Get your pet spayed and neutered. 25% off of your sunglasses.
Like, we have a vet sponsor now?
Yeah, we will. 25% off of sunglasses over at our poll question sponsor, Southern Eye Center of Baton Rouge. Stop in and see them on Jefferson Highway. They've got a great selection of sunglasses over there. They can also help you out with your vision if you're struggling there. Stop in, grab some tests, and let Dr. Annie Shaw get you right. But if you're just looking to upgrade the look going into spring, into the fall, St. Patrick's Day right around the corner, Spanish Town Parade this Saturday.
Almost made it.
Looking for that accessory,
We
looking
might
for
still
that
have
fit,
another.
looking for some
other options.
sunglasses.
That would be.
What do you mean? Oh, you trying to backdoor in?
I just got another email about another St. Patrick's float situation that we.
They
didn't
cover
know
the
about.
cost. We'll give them a segment.
Who? The parade?
Whoever's saying that they have the spot.
It's the founders float, so I doubt it.
We'll do a live show from the float.
Ew,
That would be
fun.
amazing.
It would be nice.
We can help,
Hilarious.
Pat.
You can help.
We can help,
Hilarious.
Pat.
We
Pat
can.
Shingleton. I
We
mean, this
could.
is Pat. I know that you have created this monster of St. Patrick's Day in the
Best
city of Baton
day
Rouge. It's
in
the best day that Baton
Baton
Rouge could sell. If Baton Rouge is trying to sell itself to the public, is trying to put its best foot forward. Now, we haven't seen this day in 2 years.
Right.
That is a lot of time for leadership in the Baton Rouge area behind the things to muddy the waters and muck some shit up. And they can do that as fine as any municipality in the country. East Baton Rouge Parish has to be somebody who can take a good thing and screw it up better than anybody. Now, I don't.
That'll get us on a float.
No, this is not.
I hate it here.
We'll
This
get
is-
us
I
on the floor.
love
This
St.
is-
Patrick's Day.
Baton Rouge doesn't put it on. East Baton Rouge Parish does not put
No,
it on.
they
It's
don't.
in
You're right,
East
you're
Baton
right.
Rouge Parish.
I mean, yeah.
The Shingletons, Pat,
What a monster he's built.
your weatherman,
Yeah.
a great toupee wearer,
True. There you go.
great
He,
toupee.
he
Does
does.
he own it? He knows that?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
absolutely he owns it.
Okay.
There are times I think when you like catch him like eating with his family at the restaurant. I think he hangs out a lot at his like local country club. Like he like moves around there without his toupee. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so if like you see him at the,
Like
is this?
he hangs it on the coat rack.
No, I don't even think he shows up. No, I don't even think he shows up. I'm talking about hangs out. Like he's just hanging out.
Well, I'm with my family tonight.
Postic's here. Can we get him in the back?
Is there a more bizarre thing that you could like have and not have at the same time? than
No.
somebody- than
Well, the
hair?
shock factor.
Right. It's like, oh, we
The
get
shock
this. We
factor.
get this version of
What do
you
you
today.
even say?
What if you show up to work? You're like, oh, got to rub a hair.
Right. Like you
left the hair.
forget it.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that you show up to work if you're a
Do you have
weatherman. If you're on
multiple?
television,
Is
if
that
you're
him calling?
no, that's Postic.
Oh my God. I know. I'm feeling very nervous right now.
No, I don't
about
think that. I mean, geez, I hope Pat does it. I mean,
Is you
Pat,
breaking news?
we've known, buddy.
it. What if you did just break that news?
No way.
Like, what if he thinks
What
that
if he
you broke
did?
that
No
news?
chance.
What if he did, though?
No chance. I'm cringing inside. if
I
he
know.
did.
I feel like
Been
a
a
little
hell of a week for
lightheaded.
you.
I'm emailing with Maven. What if she's on here like, never mind. Never mind. Want anything to
We'll
do
all
with
wear a
y'all.
wig.
Pat isn't in control anymore. He retired. Will says. It's
Oh.
true.
Wait, no. I mean, 2 years ago he was out there.
Is there anybody there?
Hey,
we'll
I
get
have,
him in a
I
minute.
have to leave in a minute if you want to move my car to the street.
Oh, he gets car privileges too?
He gets
Have
house
you not
privileges
driven my
and
car?
car privileges.
Mikey
No.
or one of y'all took it to lunch one day. Don't even act like that. I gave it to y'all.
Let
to
me take
to
that thing to
lunch.
Tigerland.
She's a horse on the interstate.
Yeah, I got a
Oh,
ticket
you've taken
yesterday.
it?
I drove it the
You got
first
a
time to
ticket?
Lafayette.
I got
Yeah,
a ticket yesterday on the way to
backside of the
Lafayette.
basin.
Were you with
I was in the
Yeah.
passenger seat, shotgun. Wasn't me. I mean, the first thing I said to the cop, wasn't me.
It's not me.
Here, take it. Wasn't me. Wasn't me.
I didn't do it.
I told her to slow down.
Man.
I told her.
Listen, I've had a hell of a week.
Yes. 81 into 60. I knew
How
it.
fat- was that what it was?
81
in
into
the
60.
60.
Got her
It
in the
was a
work zone.
But everyone around me was going that fast, were they not? And I told the cop, I said, everyone was going the same speed. Did you single me out?
And to be a work zone.
Oh, he was hitting on you then.
Don't they have to be working? Well, if he was hitting
How
on
could
her,
he
he would have
tell?
let her go. I
Yeah,
thought
he
the
didn't.
same thing. He did kind of eyeball her right when he walked up, kind of like, ooh. Yeah, hey. Yes, he did. He kind of stood back, and then it was like,
He
okay,
stood back and
Katie,
he didn't
work
know
it.
what we had
Get the
going on in
magic.
there.
Work the magic.
Hurry
Get us
up.
out of this
Pull it
ticket.
down
No,
a
I don't do
Get
that.
us out of this
I don't do
ticket.
that. I can't
And,
do that.
and she kind of was like, so what was
I
the
get
problem?
mad.
And I was like, uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
I get
Karen.
mad.
Sorry
Very-
beforehand.
Yeah, I don't try to get out of it. I get mad. I said you pulled me out of a group, and then when he came back to the window, he said, "I didn't pull you out. I'm not going to mark."
You
it
did
as
walk
being
him
in a
into
work zone."
She walked him
Yeah.
into admit he admitted something, and when he walked back with the ticket, he was like, "Hey, let me clear something up real quick. I didn't pick you out.
Yeah, he
you were
did
going
say
the
that.
fact. We were like, okay.
okay.
We
He
got
had to
the
get his story
look at
straight.
Posick.
Yeah.
Look at this guy. Look at the ducking in the look at this son of a bitch. Good
Oh, God.
How you doing?
Pete, what's up, baby?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you, man. Meet everybody. Lloyd, Katie.
What's that? Oh, my God. He swallowed me
Oh
up.
man, this guy, dude, looks like a damn NBA power forward. You get right here, EP. No, Katie. Okay, all right, wherever. Put him right here. Big boy.
Big ball.
Ethan Posick, Seattle Seahawks center, and LSU legend, back down in Baton Rouge. Great to see you, big fella.
Hey, thanks for having me.
How we feeling, man?
We're feeling good.
Yes.
Just like old times, huh?
It's just like old times. He was a former intern on off the bench as a young. I don't even know if he was playing center then. He might have still been a tackler or a guard. He played every fucking position at LSU when he was here.
Wait, did he eat Studio 2? Like second floor? Or
I think
video
during
studio?
the transition. I think he was in the closet up to the big house.
'Cause that's what I was
on the
thinking,
third
'cause I
floor.
wouldn't imagine he could fit.
Yeah,
was
but I
about to
mean,
say, how do you put this
really
dude in
and
the
truly,
closet?
all he did as an intern was get us into bogeys with clap. I mean, we didn't hold him responsible for anything.
Yeah.
Bro, how's life?
the clap or with
now
clap?
that you're an established, pull that microphone in. Don't be scared. Get comfortable
Yeah,
over
own
there,
that
bro.
thing. Hold
Just
it.
get up in there. Hey,
Right. Headphones on or no?
Up to
you
you.
don't need them.
Up to you.
You don't need
Perfect.
them. Probably a goofy look for a big guy like you. How is life, bro? You're an established NFL offensive lineman now. You're a starter in the league. Every time I hear Seattle being broken down on offensive line play, they lead it with 77 with Posick, and you're the guy. What is it like kind of to be at this part of your NFL life now?
Yeah, I just say like a lot of hard work, leaning on God and just like having fun with it and taking everything one day at a time. And, it's all hard work too.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, you came in as a hard worker. You kind of set a standard here at LSU as being a hard worker, and now in the NFL, I don't think that surprises a lot of people that you're, leading that group up there. What is life like in the NFL? What is kind of, being an NFL veteran now like?
Yeah, I'd
Now
say
you're
it's-
married, you kind of got the family and all the stuff.
I'd say it's just definitely all about routine and like just having fun with it. I say it's 365 days out of the year, so just showing up every day, trying to get 1% better. That's really what it is. So I like to plan things out. Today I'm gonna work on this technique, or meetings I'm gonna focus on this, or whatever it may be, and just work from there.
Anybody ever seen Big? The movie Big.
Yes.
I feel like the kid, Tom Hanks, the kid version of Tom Hanks. I mean, I am legitimately like sitting up straight right now. I mean, I'm trying to make myself kind of tall.
Make yourself
You know
look
what I
taller.
mean? Like, how different is big time college football at a place like LSU and life in the NFL? Like, how much has your regimen changed?
I mean, I'd definitely say like it's just definitely everything's more detailed. It's just another level up. So, high school to college is a big jump. College to NFL is a big jump. So, just everything from practice to meetings to, really the weight room's kind of the same, but I'd say I do more like treatment, more stuff on my body. But, I'd say the practice, the walkthroughs, everything is just way more detailed.
Pete Carroll, as a coach, he's always kind of been a revolutionary guy. What's that been like to play for him?
No, it's awesome. He definitely gets the most out of his guys. He's smart. He likes to have fun. You know, he does everything from a positive point of view. And I think the locker room and even the coaches really feed off that.
Can you hear him chew his gum down the hallway? Do you know when he's coming? Because he smacks that thing.
You know, I don't really notice it until I see it on TV. I see like the mic'd up when he just like throw it and stuff.
How good's that atmosphere? I'd love to get to the city of Seattle. I want to talk to you about living in Seattle, but how is the atmosphere of playing in that 12th man?
It's definitely loud. It's definitely
It has a college appeal to it, right? Does it have a college feel to it? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I'd say it's loud, man. And it's consistent. And those fans, they love football. So, you know, it definitely helps us. Like home games, you know, when our defense is on the field, they're loud and it's awesome.
Have you caught a fish? Have you went to the market where they throw the fish down the aisle and snagged one? Because I saw Randy do it on Monday Night Football. I didn't know if that was like celebrity treatment where you could go in there and snag one.
Well, I'd say I'm no celebrity. I'm, you know, but
welcome
you know,
to Jordy Culotta
I've seen
show.
it.
Jesus.
I've seen it happen. You know, they throw the fish and they catch it and all that. But you know, Pike's Market, it's a little overpriced. It's very touristy.
Here it comes to the
Yes. Seattle native.
Yeah,
now.
that's right. Here comes the Midwestern shopping out of him. So you're from the Midwest.
Yep.
You lived in the South,
Yep.
and now you are on the West Coast in a very progressive city. What is it like living in Seattle at this point in your life after all the traveling that you've done as such a young guy?
Yeah, so me and my family, we live here half the year. We live in Seattle half the year. So it's cool. There's a lot of like outdoor stuff to do. You know, the people are real cool. There's a lot of good food out there. It's different than down here, but there's good food and good people. So it just makes everything, you know, real fun to play out there.
What is life like down back here now? What's it like coming back down to Baton Rouge and as established NFL veteran and a legend of LSU?
Yeah, just really just getting ready for the next season, taking care of my body, workouts, and then a lot of family time, a little fishing here and there.
Do you anything outside of football? Do you have interest? I mean, outside of the hobbies?
Yeah.
Any like business? I mean, have you started to
No.
do that type of stuff?
No, not yet.
Yeah. Bro, y'all's league, y'all's conference, the NFC West.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got the Super Bowl winners in it, but I mean, San Francisco's in that division. What's that division like year in, year out?
Yeah, I feel like it's like the SEC of the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, especially with the line play. There's good D linemen on every team, good O linemen on every team. So, you know, the way I see it, man, it makes us better. And, you know, everything in the NFL is really about the division games. You got to own your division. So, you know, that makes it fun.
Did Frank Wilson recruit you?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Have you talked to him since being back home?
No, I haven't. But you know, Coach Frank is the best. He's the best recruiter. You know, when Leonard and Geis were, you know, at LSU, you know, he was coaching them up. So I feel like that was the best hire.
I agree.
Take me into the living room if you can when Frank comes in. Is it just like what's his spiel that everybody seems to fall for?
Well, so I talked to Coach Frank on the phone a lot. Coach Stud and Les came to my house, and you know, there was a little bit of football being talked. They were talking to my brother a lot because my brother played at Illinois, so that's how they knew of me. My brother kind of was he was a real good player. So
Fucking O'Doyle's.
yeah, the O'Doyle rules.
Get away, but not tonight.
But so they kind of knew my brother. He was like a good player at Illinois, and so that kind of set the tone. I think that's why they were interested in me, and that's kind of how I played. Not trying to change the subject. That's kind of why I played center. My brother was a big center, and Les was like, "How do you play center? This and that." So when I got to LSU, there was like an injury or something, and they needed a center that first day. So it was like I never snapped a ball, never did any of that. And they're like, "Hey, good luck." It was the best thing for me, though. You know?
Really?
Oh yeah, because if
did you inside were you like, fuck, I don't want to do this?
I was like, well, yeah. So like the game plan of me coming to LSU was like
tackle,
but like we're gonna have you play guard. And then that day came, and I was like, man, I don't know about this. but like it can't hurt. Like I was like, my mindset was, this is probably isn't my home, but it can't hurt.
Yeah.
And then I was like, they were like, hey, you're doing good at like, let's just keep you there. And then I learned to like love it, like take control, take command, you know, making all the calls and everything. And, you know, so it's like really the best thing for me.
Sure. Do you remember how much that versatility came up in your pre-draft process? How many people were impressed by that you could play nearly every position or did play every position on the line?
Yeah, no, definitely. It definitely helps. Like, you know, just like, cause there's only 8 linemen now that dress, but before when I was coming out, it was 7, 7 to 8, depending on the team. So yeah, like it's really not that many guys on the sideline for a game. So it's definitely very important.
What has your point of view been of LSU past couple of years now that they got Brian Kelly in? Looks like they're trying to point it back in the right direction. Where do you see this program kind of under his leadership?
Yeah, no, I think he's making some good moves. You know, I think he's doing a good job.
Yeah.
They got him for 9 years, so we'll see what happens.
A lot of money, bro. Quarterback money.
Yeah.
You play golf?
Doesn't
he look like he's smash a
I just don't. I mean,
ball?
he look like
Like, I
he's
mean-
smashing. It's like Gallagher can smash a watermelon.
Right-handed or
Whatever you wanna put in
left-handed?
front of
What's
him.
your dominant hand?
right?
Right?
Yeah.
Are there any left-handed centers in the NFL?
I thought that, T-Bob was a left-handed center.
Creed Humphrey is left-handed.
Wow.
The center for the Chiefs.
What's
make
it
a
like
I
difference?
think that's the only one though, and maybe the backup for the Rams.
What's it like to block Aaron Donald?
I mean, he's the real deal. He's real good.
Is he the best that you've blocked?
Yeah, I think he's the best. Yeah. Good with his hands, natural leverage, strong, total package, smart. So, you know, he's the real deal.
Steele Henry, who is our roofer here on the Jordy Culotta Show, has hashtag
Steele.
#AskPosick. How much do you miss bogeys?
Yeah, man. I feel like
Steele, good for you.
love Steele. That's my guy.
Absolutely.
You know, definitely the old college spot, and you know, definitely miss that place for sure.
A lot said without saying anything.
Yes,
at all.
we get it. We get it. We feel your nostalgia. So what is the schedule like for you in the offseason? Are you working out at LSU?
No, I'm working on it Traction.
Oh, nice.
4 days a week, and then
Oh shit.
yeah, and then just some like treatment stuff, and then I do some stuff on my own too. So just workouts, treatment, and then you know, start getting more into like football, like you know, drills and stuff. The sooner we get to OTAs.
It's got to be cool to be an NFL player and be from LSU. Like you got to have a lot of dudes every Sunday that you see kind of on the other sideline. What's it like being in the league and being from the program?
Yeah, I'd say definitely helps out like in our own locker room. You know, we got Jamal. I never played with D-Lou, but you know, I know D-Lou real well. Never played with Al Woods, but you know, playing with him, he's a stud. You know, you kind of just know like what these guys are about before even playing with them.
Yeah. Al Woods country strong. I mean, he's like prison strong.
Yeah.
Al Woods
You know
played.
what I mean?
Where, he played against us in high school, so he's from like a 1A school in
yeah.
the sticks.
Yes.
Yeah, he owns like a farm out in the middle of
Yeah,
Louisiana.
in Avoyles Parish.
Yeah, he's on like year 12 or something like that.
And he's one of those
Strong.
dudes like always gets the call. You know, he's like, I don't know if I'm gonna play this year. Like August, somebody's like, can you get to camp?
You look up and you see Al, like
Right.
he's on a
Blocking
playoff
field
roster
goals.
every year.
Doing shit like that. Russell Wilson, a teammate. What's that like?
Yeah, he's awesome, man. He's special player. You know, special teammate. You know, he's a leader, Christian man, and I'd say just all aspects, man. He's just special, and you know, he's awesome to play with.
Yeah. Sierra around the building a lot?
No, not much.
Ever?
Maybe like practice or something.
Okay.
But no, not that I notice of really.
Tell me to fuck off here if I put you on the spot. Do you think he'll be back next year? Do you think he'll be a Seahawk?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm a free agent, so you know, I think it'll happen.
Do you have something?
No, I did, but then you cut me off real quick, and I lost my question. I was gonna. Oh, okay, now I know it's about Russell, and I didn't know you were gonna ask that. But how quickly was it? Like, how impressive was it for him to come back from that thumb injury? Because I believe it was the same one Drew Brees had, and then he couldn't really grip a football, and Russell came back in probably like half the time that you're supposed to come back in. Is that just kind of who he is and how he works?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just he stayed mentally in it. Although he was like on IR and stuff, he was still like out there, still doing his thing, taking mental reps, and it was his finger. It was like the top of his finger.
That's what it was.
And yeah, he I mean, it's no surprise that he was able to come back that quick.
Posting.
Water.
It is. It's great to see you, bro.
Hey, it's good to see you too.
I'm glad you stopped by. I appreciate you stopping by. We got to get lunch.
All right.
Hang out.
For sure. Sounds good.
Let's get him to sign the CBS poster for sure.
Yeah.
Ethan Posick, former LSU legend and now Seattle Seahawks center, stopping back by here in studio. Makes his off-season home in Baton Rouge. Obviously lives in season up in Seattle, so it's good to see the former Tiger back down here in South Louisiana. We'll reset the set, come back and close it out here and get out at 9 o'clock. And we were talking about Steele Henry. Remember, he is our roofer here over at the Jordy Culotta Show. Get in touch with him or anybody over at Hargrove Roofing and let them call you. But call Steele specifically. He works all throughout South Louisiana. You can get in touch with him. Feel the steel by getting in touch with him today. Flash the one with the phone number there. Lizzie, help me out there. There he is. 318-229-7266 is the number to get in touch with Steele Henry. 318-229-7266 is the phone number to get in touch with Steele Henry, Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof. He can help you out today. Posick, real quick, what do you think about Joe Burrow? Watching him and what he accomplished at LSU, now seeing him in the league and take Cincinnati to the Super Bowl in his first healthy year, second full season in the league, second year in the league.
Yeah, he's a stud, and he's got it. You know, he's got the it factor. You can tell he's a leader, so it's no surprise he's successful.
Who's the best football player you've had shared a locker room with? That might be it might be too open ended, but was it somebody at LSU or has it been somebody in the league?
Like the most dominant, I would say, would be Bobby.
Bobby Wagner.
Yeah, Bobby. Just he's made like all pro every year I've been there. First team, whatever, and
Right.
Great teammate too. And then my first year I played with like Earl Thomas and Richard Sherman.
Oof.
And Cam Chancellor was the real deal too. And then
I would love for my safety to look like Cam Chancellor. Just
From?
Virginia Tech.
Nice.
EP, good to see you.
Hey, good to see you. Thank
All right,
you
we
for
will
having
be
me.
back and close it out here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Remember, get in touch with Steele Henry to get your roofing taken care of. Feel the steel. 318-229-7266. We'll be back and close it out here on the Jordy Culotta Show.
Best hands you've had underneath you.
Oh, wow. Never felt Burrow. Never felt the goats.
Felt Burrow's hand.
Danny Etling.
Little chance
I
there.
was saying, Etling?
Oh man, they're all
It's got to
good.
be Russ.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
bro. I mean, those are Hall of Fame
I mean,
hands.
you don't lock down Sierra without good hands.
Those are Hall of Fame hands right there, dude. All right, we will be back and close it out.
Does he make you do the towel like Brady?
No towel, no.
No guns down there. Good for you. Good to know.
God, towel's tough without Seattle, too, I bet.
That's what I would say. Yeah, rain.
Wait, what you mean a towel?
Like on his ass so he can wipe the towel before he
Only thing
goes
I
underneath.
don't do is when it's raining, I just don't sit down. I don't get wet.
What
down there.
discipline?
Do you lay down, belly?
No, I'm saying like during the game. Like I don't sit on the bench when it's raining because there's water.
Because he don't want to get his ass wet.
Oh,
till
no,
he
I
puts
know.
it on.
So I'm saying if he wanted to rest, you could. What if you had to get on the bike? Cow down?
I just stand up the whole time.
Bro, he's committed.
I love
He
that.
just stands up.
This is how you get a contract.
Yeah.
You come to the Saints.
Bengals. No.
Yeah, I'd rather go to the Bengals, bro. Yes.
Bengals.
You free agent?
Yeah, I'm a free agent. Yeah,
Ooh.
Bengals.
but like I said, I'd probably be back in Seattle.
It's a good place to be in
you
life,
got-
though,
you got-
right?
yeah.
Good place to be in life.
Yeah, for
Free
sure.
agent. About to feel your value, bro. EP77, one of our favorite, Ethan Posick, man, LSU legend. Jordy, we need a pic of you next to Posick. Just,
Y'all both just stand
stay
up right
tuned.
now.
Stay tuned. We will get you one. I mean, I feel like Tom Hanks. I just got my wish. Going back to childhood. We'll be back here on the Jordy Culotta Show. Papa Earl's, the fine spice, originating right down here in South Louisiana by our guy Mark Pop Norman. Developed it back in 2018 and won Amazon's Newcomer of the Year in 2019. They pride themselves in having 30% less salt and sodium than the leading brands at the same price point. You can find them locally. Look for Papa Earl's at Rouse's, Calandro's, Mathern's, High Neighbor, and more. Do you have questions about your finances? Are you looking for recommendations from a skilled financial advisor? Get in touch with our friend Daniel Newman over at Edward Jones. You can find him easily by logging online and shooting him an email at daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. That is daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Whether it is help with your 401k or just fiscal advice heading into the new season, get in touch with Daniel today. Best way to do it? Email him, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. He's our experienced financial advisor. Let him be yours, daniel.newman@edwardjones.com. Papa Earl.
The Jordy Culotta Show is brought to you daily by Morales Roll-Offs. Morales Roll-Offs provides dumpster rentals for residential and commercial needs in Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. Morales has roll-off dumpsters ranging from 10 yards to 40 yards to accommodate all of your disposal needs. Search online, moralesrolloffs.com.
Go Chevrolet is proud to announce Go Express Auto Sales, the new used car lot located in the capital city of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Go Express Auto Sales is online at goexpressautosales.com, or you can search them on Facebook and social media at Go Express Auto Sales, the newest addition to the family of Go Chevrolet. Remember, Go Chevrolet is located down in Laplace, Louisiana, but now welcoming aboard Go Express, the new used car lot located in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at 11522 Florida Boulevard. Right, good to see Posick. Out of shape, fuck. How about that guy, dude?
What a mountain of a man.
Right.
Large.
He made me feel.
I mean, just a
Genetics.
huge athlete, dude.
Yeah,
I mean, that
genetics.
guy dunk a basketball, hit a home run.
Prove it.
I've seen him. I mean, he is athletic as. I mean, that big old dude can run, jump.
Well, because he ain't.
You try to run away from him, he's chasing
He
you
might
down.
catch you. He's
Yeah,
faster than I am.
God,
absolutely.
how
Definitely.
scary.
Ah, God.
No
To
doubt
turn
about it.
around and see
He
that
could
coming
probably
at
get
you.
you. He probably could give
You
us
should
like
come
a
do a one-handed push-up.
like a three-headed, like a three-step, like a
Ethan!
three-headed. You could give him like a three-step head start. A three-head start, and he'd still.
Like, so if we're running a
Chase
40,
us down.
10 yards, 5 yards, he would catch us.
That's where offensive linemen are their fastest. Is in the
Yeah,
explosive
10 yards.
spurts.
Yeah.
Like those 5-10 yard bursts is where you don't want to see Posick.
Jeez.
No, that's what I'm saying. He would have to give us like 10 yards head start, and he would make up that ground that
Like
quickly.
very quickly.
Like, imagine being a DB
Very
and that man
quickly.
is pulling. Like, he's pulling to you.
Could you imagine seeing that with
In the
like
open
3
field.
steps before he hit you for the first time, and he's running full step at you? Like you
Marshawn Lynch
just
behind
turn
him.
around and he's where Stewie is, running full speed at you.
No.
That's a business decision.
Okay, I would stand on his back while he did a one-arm
Off.
push-up.
Yes,
then.
yeah.
I'd stand
Absolutely,
on
we
that
could all
child's
surf
back.
on him.
What if he was in the car when you got a ticket?
What?
What if he was in the car when you got a ticket? It might have been a, all right, have a
What
great
would we-
day.
what would
Oh,
he
Doyle
do?
rules.
Oh, Doyle rules. I got a feeling your whole family's going down.
No doubt. Go ahead and write that ticket.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Trivia?
Trivia.
Yeah,
What we got?
Little Tuesday trivia.
Little Tiger Tuesday trivia here on the Culotta Show. Brought to you daily, as we said, by Morales Roll-Offs, our friends over at Morales Roll-Offs. Go check them out over at Morales Roll-Offs. They're on Airline Highway, and they got friendly service over there. Stop in and see them. Dumpster rentals, they can help you out today. If you work with contractors and you are a contractor and you work with Roll-Off and a dumpster site, and you got multiple projects going on, give Morales a shot, and you will see that they have very competitive prices on dumpsters that range from 10 to 40 yards. They're also in the moving game. If you're moving and need a U-Haul, they can help you out with a U-Haul over there at Morales Roll-Offs. moralesrolloffs.com. Provide dumpster rentals for residential and commercial needs in Baton Rouge and surrounding areas. Find out more online at moralesrolloffs.com.
Doing just one question, or are we going to roll off a couple?
Stewie. Stewie is playing Bob Barker here today. He is our host.
Bob Barker.
Get your pet spayed and neutered.
All right, first question. Who was LSU's first opponent in 1893?
Stewie, Tulane.
1893.
Yeah.
Are there
Tulane.
choices?
You're right.
I'm going
Yeah, there are
Tulane.
choices. Mississippi
Are
State,
Are we doing this
Mississippi.
right? Are we putting these in the
Are we-
YouTube
are we-
chat?
are we, like-
I think we should lob one out and then have people answer. We can't go through like 15,
Okay.
or should we?
No, that'd be like
Do
the
we
state
want chat
capital thing.
interaction? Yeah.
We'd go on
I think
forever.
you pick I think you pick like one question. We could do it every day, or
Yeah.
or maybe just on Tuesdays. But how do you want to do this? Because it seems like you just want to play trivia.
Yeah, I want to play trivia.
All right.
All right, we can do it that way too.
We should have a trivia night here on Big Ball 7-5.
So you want me to?
Let Jordy run it.
Yeah, let
Yes.
Jordy run it for sure.
Fuck off.
You want you want the choices? Like you want choices? Kid?
Sure, hit me with the choices.
All right. Choices.
No. I don't want the choices. Let's see if we can get them straight up
Okay.
first.
And then we'll
All
get
right.
choices. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Who was the first coach for LSU?
Bernie Moore?
Choices.
Choices.
Lifeline.
Charles Coates,
Ooh, Coach Hall.
Alan Jordo.
Doesn't sound like that was the answer.
I don't, yeah. Albert Simmons and Ruffin Pleasant.
Rough and
Rough
pleasant.
and pleasant. Nice to know you. That's what she said.
What?
Wow,
That's a hell of a pull right there.
It was.
I didn't even catch that.
Is that a real name? Is that a real name?
Yes.
It was Ruffin Pleasant.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
There is a pleasant.
all of them. I mean, Coates Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
So,
Bernie Moore Track Stadium.
do we have an answer?
Give me Rough and Pleasant
Rough
for the
and
win.
pleasant, please.
It is Charles Coates.
Oh, man.
Coates Hall.
Yeah, get out of here, Charles.
Coates Hall.
I wanted it to be rough and pleasant.
I bet.
Failed many of math classes in Coates Hall.
Right.
Some of these names are giving me the heat.
Yeah, anxiety.
Oh.
I know.
I see him on my fee bill.
This is
I've seen all these halls.
I
I
see
didn't
him, I don't know
know.
where the fuck that
Yeah,
building
right.
is.
Where it is, Rough and
We've
Pleasant.
never been here.
Behind that tree over there.
The fraternity house.
this is a true and false. LSU was
Ooh,
never
my
ranked
favorite.
number 1 in the country by the Associated Press from 1959 to 2007.
I'm going true.
Never ranked.
59 to 07?
Never ranked number one in the
never
country.
ranked number
Yeah.
1
By the
in
AP.
Are they
poll.
counting 2007 the year, or is it stop at 2007?
Sounds like it stops at
I
07.
think it stops at
Because
07.
08 was the championship game.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. It's
Yeah,
a
so
trick
they
question.
getting
So
on the
yeah,
trick.
I
true.
feel like that's false.
It's
True.
true.
Yeah, that's a trick
Jeez.
question.
No, that is true.
It's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they were not the AP number 1 team in 2003. USC was.
USC was.
I mean, look at the front of that Sports Illustrated right there behind me. LSU's the one, and then on the bottom it says USC
Oh,
AP
sure
champs.
does. I'll be damned, Jordy.
I
Right there over
remember.
your
Little
shoulder.
bobbing and weaving.
Uh-oh, watch it.
Little Posick.
You might have, yeah.
Fuck off with me, Posick.
I remember when this came out, and I was pissed that they put the USC thing in there because
But
that
you-
was.
Have you
Yeah.
seen USC's? You know, because if you remember, this was a 3 design cover. Go back to it. Pete Rose was
Yes.
Pete Rose. Look on the top.
Uh-huh.
Pete Rose confessed to
Ah,
betting
this
on
one.
baseball. That was on like the Midwest, throughout Cincinnati, Chicago, all those areas, Pennsylvania, all those areas that didn't care about college football. And in the Southeast, this was the Sports Illustrated cover. And on the West Coast, that image was USC, Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush holding up the AP trophy. And in that bottom right, it was LSU wins the BCS.
How was
Interesting.
that was like a real debate. I don't understand how they
I wish
thought
they would
that-
have played.
I think they should have.
They should have just played.
Who do you think wins?
On the dome track, I think USC does. Because they were so fast. If they'd have played in that
But that
BCS championship, but
defense-
LSU's defense was so good. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think that it would have been an incredible football game. I mean, I know USC was super fast, but LSU's defense was so legit. You know,
I mean, they made Oklahoma. Poor Jason White out there was just, I don't want to do this anymore, dude. You got picked off by Marcus
first possession.
Spears. Oh, they
no,
were.
the first possession of the game, Corey Webster picks him off, and he just threw it up for grabs.
Because they got on his ass so
Webster like
fast.
catches it like a punt. And then he like gets into the open field.
That's where you don't want him.
No, one of the chin straps hanging. Looked kind of like Dion.
Well, he
You
had
know what I
he
mean?
started
Like
the
he had the one chin strap down, the sweatbands on the. I mean, Tyrann Mathieu kept that tradition going. That was started by Webster and Daniels.
That's why I say Corey Webster's the forefather of DBU.
President
Like,
of DBU.
I
Yes.
love Corey Webster.
President of DBU.
me too.
Inject him into my veins.
Yes, because he had the 3-strap chin
did.
strap.
And would wear
that he-
one down like
yeah,
Dion.
and he passed it down, and Patrick got it after. It
Pat
was
Pete.
like I don't know how
And
you
he had
define
the
that.
he had the 3
Oh, he
with
had
the
coolest
eye
face
shades,
mask.
dude. It
Yes,
was
God.
just.
Corey, what are you doing? Come on
I
back.
think he's living in Dallas. So swaggy,
Probably has that helmet.
so swaggy.
Got it
So
pulled
was
up.
that all our trivia? Or just
Oh
do
no,
it?
No,
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 a
we
little
just
more.
got
Got a
lost.
little,
We're
got a
still
little
good.
more for
We're
you. Got a
still
little
good.
lost. Sorry. Who is the only LSU running back to rush for 40 times in a game?
Oh
The
God.
you want the choices?
No.
I mean, I can't do these without choices.
All right, Katie, I'll give you. Choices.
Give me the decade that it was in.
I think that's what's going to get you. There's going to be multiple decades,
Yeah, it's,
probably.
all right. So the choices are Charles Alexander, Kevin Falk, Billy Cannon, and Leonard Fournette.
I think it's Alexander.
Kevin Fault.
I think it's Alexander.
I think it's Charles,
It's Charles
Alexander.
Alexander.
He's a
What
bull.
game? Do you remember? I don't know. But
I don't either.
They gave him the rock a ton.
I mean, I never
Is that
watched
the right
Charles. This is
answer?
before I
Yeah,
was
it
It's
born.
Charles Alexander. Man, I'm never gonna get one of these.
what did Leonard? What was Leonard's career like? Total carries in a game.
I think
Like,
they
what do you
ran
think
him
his height-
Mississippi State one year. I think they ran him like 35 times.
I was going to say, I think it was like
32,
35.
32, 35, I think. They gave it to him.
Ole Miss, he didn't need much.
Yeah, I think he had like
For
18 carries
For
that
like
night.
300 yards.
Looked like he was at St. Aug.
God.
Woof.
What's that yards per carry?
And then the next week, the next week, Geis goes and gets it versus Arkansas because that was the record. That was the rushing
I
record.
thought guys said it again the next year
Against
against
Texas A&M.
Against A&M.
200. I think it's like
was it
284.
A&M first and
It was
then
the
No,
next
it was
year.
Arkansas first, and then
Okay.
A&M the next
Gotcha.
year.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I watched it at Northwestern State on the smallest TV ever.
That
Wow.
that opening Geis touchdown run against
When-
A&M.
when he went
cut
95?
back. No, against
Like
A&M.
A&M. Oh yeah,
When he
that
cut
was
back,
nice.
got out into the open.
Wow, could have been so great.
Any more trivia?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, Stewie. My bad.
More.
My bad.
How many fumbles did Tyrann Mathieu force during his career?
We
to
know
set
this
the
one.
SEC
We
record?
talked about it before the show. We know that this is 11, which is incredible in just 2 seasons.
Oh, y'all. You mean?
Yeah,
Remember we were talking about
discussed
it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yeah,
We were talking about.
Yeah, Jackie was putting him in the document yesterday, and I was in at the same time, and I was like trying to answer while he was before you'd put the answers in.
Yeah.
And I guessed 8, and he's like 11, and I was like, that is unbelievable how many times he got his hands on the football.
It was.
It just blows your mind because you said like if he had come back for his junior year and like was able to play, you're like he would have kept it going. And now I remember thinking,
I mean, how couldn't he have?
I know, but
I know,
it's unbelievable.
I know it's the great unknown, but look at him in the NFL. He's still
Doing it.
dominant. He's not the honey badger, but he's still respected as the best safety in the league. I mean, and to think what he would have been like that year versus competition that he had dominated for 2 years. He had dominated, and now he's the oldest guy on the field. He was dominating when he was 3 years younger than everybody. Now he was a junior. I mean, dude, some of the pictures that were coming out of training camp of that team, he was so put together. He looked good.
He looked
so good,
He
man.
looked so good.
Sick to my
It does
stomach.
make me
Yeah.
sick. It makes me hate LSU.
It does.
Like, I went through I went through a
Uh,
period of fandom right there, and it was just when I started working in the media. I had just started, so I was like, this is perfect timing. Like I can almost like fall out of love with my fandom of LSU and turn it into a business. Because if they can throw Tyrann Mathieu off the team, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm not with you anyway. I mean, like the fact that somebody walked in and said we're gonna have to throw Ty off for smoking weed, and nobody was like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. I mean, could you imagine if they'd have tried to pull that shit in Tuscaloosa or Gainesville at the time? What those conversations would have been like? Now, I know that this is all Tyrann Mathieu's backbone of his life change, and this is something that he has turned into a positive, and I don't want to take that out of his life. This is part of his story. But again, like we were talking about Zion 2 hours ago, selfishly, who didn't want to see the Badger play as a junior?
Well, that was,
I mean,
that
like-
was our biggest what if story the other day.
It
That was
is
our biggest
without
what if.
question the biggest what if. I mean, that team was so good too. That team was so good.
That defense was so good.
Yeah, defense was.
Jarvis running down on kicks.
Jarvis,
just taking
Odell.
heads.
I mean, just they were loaded, man. They were so good. And Matthew was the type of player that could cover up how dumb somebody like Les Miles is. Like, I mean, like he
Was it Chief? Was the defensive
Yeah.
coordinator? Yeah, I mean,
Chavis. But look,
Chavis.
credit Chavis. He used Matthew incredibly. Like, I don't know if you could fuck him up.
right.
I don't know if you could, but I've seen some coaches do some pretty stupid thing. Dale Brown didn't win with Stanley Roberts, Chris Jackson, and Shaquille O'Neal. You know what I mean? There's some things that you look at, you're like, how do you not win?
Roll the ball out.
I mean, Matthew as a junior, Matthew as a sophomore makes sense, but you still got to put that cat in a position where he's coming off the edge, he's making plays. You got him on every special teams unit. He's returning punts. He's stripping things on the punt team. I mean, he is the I'm telling you, the fact that they don't contemplate, or I hope they do, putting his name in Tiger Stadium baffles me. I think Falk should be up there, Dorsey should be up there, and Tyrann Mathieu should be in the conversation of the modern day, last 25-year LSU football players. Who has made a bigger impact on the program than he has? Like, if that's what it's about, and he's taken it and turned it into a life lesson, like it's a positive. He could really hate LSU.
Yeah, he could.
He could have so much
Animosity.
Yeah, absolutely. Just how could you to LSU that he's got millions upon millions in the bank. So much money that for fundraising efforts for people like LSU, I mean, he's somebody that's a hot prospect. I mean, like
players lounge.
Absolutely. And the fact that he gave, I mean, you know why? You know they only gave out 3 field passes for the national championship game to ex-players in 2019. They gave 3.
Odell definitely got one.
Yeah, we all know that.
Odell, Tyrann, and Pat. Wow. You know why? Because that's the only 3 in program history that have donated over $1 million.
Really?
You know how many guys
That's it?
hit them up for player passes for that game?
Probably
I mean, think about who
everybody.
LSU is right there in 2019. The cachet that they have with the pro football players and how many not even the pro guys like Glenn Dorsey. I mean, how do you tell Glenn Dorsey no? You know what I mean? Glenn Dorsey's the most decorated defensive player in program history and has donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to the LSU Athletic Fund and to Tiger football. And you had to tell him no. To tell Odell, Tyrann, and Pat, yes. That's why the Odell stuff pissed him off so much. Really. I mean, that he's down there handing out cash, and it was a terrible look. But, like, bro, there was only 3 of these. You know what I mean? Like, there was only 3 of you down here. And this is what you're doing, dude? Like, come on, man.
I don't know if there's only 3 that makes me feel like that's why you kind of act like that. Like, man,
Maybe
this is
so.
like a lottery ticket.
Maybe so.
I'm going out.
Yeah.
I could act however I want.
And he did.
Like,
What a
Yes.
legend.
wow, what a night
People
for
said
him.
he was embarrassed, like that he should be embarrassed. I mean, turn up. I mean, weird, and because he knew going into that, he probably talked to Jets like, we about to roll tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
Here's
I got
he
a
gave him
pocket
cleats
full
before
of
the game.
cash for
Yeah.
y'all.
because y'all are all done after this. Everybody's
Absolutely.
going to the league.
I mean, I hate that he did it, but I kind of love that he did it.
That's
You know what I
LSU.
mean?
I
Well,
love
it's
it.
just, fuck off, NCAA.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? You know what I mean? Like 2-year
That,
show call.
that
Get
picture
him
of
out
him
of
when
here.
he's shaking hands and
I
his
mean,
face is like,
he's like
let's
licking
go,
it.
motherfucker, let's go.
He's like, I got you.
Who else wants some?
What's he got?
It was
20,000 in
great.
his pocket?
I
It looks like he had
guarantee.
10,000.
I
I mean,
guarantee
he
it
pulls
was
out a
this.
band where he's
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, how much you want?
just stroking them off.
How many touches you got?
Yeah, right.
10, 20, 30,
great.
50. God.
Tommy Howard, if Matthew plays in the 2012 game, Bama doesn't go back-to-back. Facts.
Facts.
That's probably a pick.
Bet.
Well, I don't know if it's a
probably wouldn't even
what
throw
if.
it.
Do you even get to that point in the game where you have to call that play? But if they call it, if things are exactly the same and Tyrann Mathieu's on that field, he picks that thing.
That thing's going for 6.
Or he shuts it down. He reads it before
He
the
just
play.
rips it from him like he did everybody else, takes it the other way. Pandemonium. We had Trombone Shorty coming to the fraternity house. It was about to be the best night of my life.
Wow.
And then it was ruined
Ruined.
by TJ Yeldon.
Ruined.
You don't even know.
Yeah, you don't know. You don't know what it
Enjoy
feels like
Dak
to get
in
there.
the NFL.
I'm not being sarcastic. I'm being serious. That's sad. suppressing.
Sounded kind of
That
sarcastic.
did.
It did? Oh, no, I didn't mean it that way at all.
You still sound like you're lying.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm being dead serious. That's
She's
a
still
bummer.
she's still rubbing that
She
2015 win
is.
It's
in
a
our
huge-
faces.
it's
Brendan
huge
Harris
bummer.
almost took your soul. You
Huge
got this
bummer.
close.
2 more minutes.
2 more minutes. all
2
you
more
need.
minutes in that game.
Jeez.
Go, Dak.
God.
Malachi Dupree.
Go, Dak.
God.
That's all I heard
I'm just
all
getting
game.
beat up around here.
You know that Mississippi State, the real sneaky one, was 2007, where they almost took out LSU. No, 2011 is when they almost took out LSU.
It was like 19,
Yeah.
13.
Yeah, that
or
night
something.
game
Yes.
in Starkville was way
Was
too.
it a Thursday night?
I was
Yeah,
there.
I think so.
Was it a Thursday night?
That was nuts.
Was
Eric
that-
Reed.
Yeah, I was going to say, was that when
Killed
Eric
somebody.
Killed
that
somebody.
dude?
Mo Claiborne saved the game.
Mo Claiborne saved the game.
Eric Reed did kill somebody.
killed somebody.
I miss that football.
I think Jay Lee hit Ruben Randall on a fade route to kind of seal it.
Yeah, when it
but
was
I mean,
too
you had
close
to
for
have it.
comfort.
It was, man.
Oh God, Lee. Speaking of, was it Brandon LaFell that also murdered somebody from Mississippi State on that kickoff
Opener. No,
Yeah.
it wasn't a kickoff. It was like a screen.
It was a screen, but in Mississippi
And
State,
it was like the Keelan Williams,
Cracked
and
back.
he cracked back on that guy and knocked his helmet off.
and that yeah,
I mean, knocked it like was a. I mean, today he's thrown out of the game.
100%.
100%.
And
I
then
mean,
it was a touchdown.
it led Sports Center.
Yeah.
It was the number one play on Sports Center, but it looked like he decapitated the guy because his helmet came. I mean, he crushed.
And I
the
think
guy.
that same guy got murdered on a kickoff the next year by, I want to say Patrick or Chad. Somebody caught him again.
Oof.
Same guy, just trying to play special
Yeah,
teams.
right,
like, I'm just
man.
out here.
Just a walk on, guys.
God, Lord, he got murdered.
Just love my school.
Anyway,
Love State.
Anyway.
Hail State.
Yeah,
Hail
right.
State.
Dad, help me.
Jeez. All
Watch
right,
that crack
well,
back.
I got to go to Pilates for 9:30 since I missed it yesterday. So we done here. Y'all done with me?
we
Seems like y'all are
running
done with me.
Hang on, one more
So-
trivia. What else you guys doing?
All right,
Don't
one
speed.
More. The 2003 LSU defense set the school record with 7 defensive touchdowns. He
Hell
was
yeah.
the only defender to score twice in that season.
Hold tight.
Corey
All right, This is
Webster,
a great one. No,
Travis
no
Oh, he's
options.
just-
No
he's going for
options.
the
No
brain.
options. No options.
He's
no
that
options.
Galifianakis in The
No
Hangover.
options. Marcus Spears obviously scored one in the national championship game. Lionel Turner scored one in the SEC championship game versus Georgia that year.
It's on his lap.
It was a pick at the end of the game. It was kind of, he read it perfectly, just kind of ran right into it and ran it in. A lot like Jonathan Zenon did in
Tennessee.
7. It looked a lot like that.
Needed that one,
the
too.
Lionel Turner. That was a game winner.
Yes.
21-14 final.
Ryan Perlew, they didn't let the
Offensive
take
game
the-
MVP.
Yes. God, that Middle Tennessee State game I will remember forever.
It was a great one. It was a great one. I loved his run against Florida. The first one where he keeps it around. The socks high with the Hirachis
so
on.
good.
He
With
was
the
the
back
best.
plate.
He was the
God.
best.
He would have had a visor if Les would have let him.
Yeah, for sure. All right, LaRon Landry was on that defense. Corey Webster, Travis Daniels, Jesse Daniels was the safety on that team. 31 out of Bro Bridge, who was sneaky good. What
There's
is that?
another safety too.
You're missing another safety.
LaRon Landry, Jesse Daniels, and why am I missing another safety?
What if I said
Another
it? What
J
if I
name.
just knew
Ah,
it?
Jack
Hold
Hunt.
on.
He caught the touchdown
Jack
pass
Hunt.
against Kentucky.
Jack Hunt.
Somebody should have texted that to me so I could have said it.
Oh,
Just blew his mind.
Mind.
Right? I mean,
Marcus Spears.
We want the
Lionel
choices
Turner.
because Marcus Spears isn't even in the choices.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, he's not.
I don't want the choices, but I do want the choices.
All right, I'm about to give you the choices. Corey Webster, Travis Daniels,
Okay.
Lionel Turner,
Okay.
and Jack Hunt.
Corey Webster makes too much sense. It's too obvious. I don't think TD had one. I'm going Lionel Turner for the win.
Jack Hunt.
Jack Hunt.
Jack
Jack
Hunt.
Hunt had 2 interceptions against
Louisiana.
one against Louisiana
Louisiana
Tech,
Tech.
one against Louisiana Monroe.
I knew it. Fuck yeah, dude. I got that in the document when he was putting the
State school.
questions in. I got
school.
both purple unis,
State
dude. I
school
remember.
hero, dude.
Yeah.
My bad, Hunt.
That
was your
My
type of
bad,
game?
Jack. My bad, Jack.
I remember where I was with the first interception, and I was just the purple
Really?
unis. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, nobody's gonna catch him. I was like,
God,
this
that
is
defense was so
so
good.
good. Everybody.
You took Hunt when you took Hunt off the field against Florida.
That's why
They lost the game.
That's why they lost.
They lost the game. They
to
couldn't
that
couldn't
game.
line themselves up. Skylar Green brought a punt return back. If you look at Skylar Green,
Only points they scored that
it's the
game.
only points they scored that game. Skylar Green is running full speed in the open field. This is the first time I had ever seen this. Somebody pointed this out to me and was like, "Look how natural of a runner Skylar Green is. He was running full speed and his head wasn't moving.
Oh, the cheetah.
He looked like he was like on the plains, bro. Like just, and I mean, he was so smooth. And in 2003, this was pre-ankle injury, Skylar Green. This is when he's
People
like
don't talk about that enough.
cutting on a dime. I mean, making people look like fools in the open field and running away from people. Then he got the ankle injury and he gained about 12 pounds that he could never
Get off.
shed, but he was still dynamic. But he wasn't 2003.
He was ahead of his time.
In 2003, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated's 2004 college football preview. I mean, it wasn't just Skylar. There were pictures of.
Oh, God. Not that Skylar Green.
Whoa,
Who
easy,
was that?
easy.
The internet did that, not me.
Put the E on the end of the green.
Well, it auto-corrected.
Okay.
I don't know who that woman was.
Sure.
I want this one.
Sure.
She wasn't my type.
You got me some images?
I'm just looking at him for my...
Can I watch the Florida punt return, Skylar? His best punt return at LSU was Auburn 05 that they still use on the Vizio television commercials.
Yeah,
For a Vizio television commercial.
Yes, yeah.
They show Skylar Green breaking out of a pack of Auburn defenders and breaking a punt on a Saturday night in Tiger Stadium in 05. It's still the image they show.
Like, we don't know who that is. He should be getting royalties for
He
that.
should. He absolutely should.
He's the next Ed O'Bannon.
I guess they do that because the LSU jerseys pop one color like that.
Because he looks so cool.
Yeah.
And he looked fast. He looked good. And he was sliding his feet.
So wait, Stewie.
We can't show this.
So no, that's the best. Enjoy Pilates. So wait. Stewie, if you pull that video up,
He has. I'm watching it.
Yeah.
can you play? Can we bring that to the big screen? Not even if we credit.
It's just.
It's just a person on YouTube.
All right, let's do it.
Somebody on YouTube posted it.
Yeah, but who is it?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can't give you a.
I mean, it's 4 minutes.
Arizona State.
The quality is what makes it great.
Yeah, bro, get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Get us out of here.
Skylar Green was great. We love
now he's
Scott.
taking off too. Oh, we just missed it.
Enjoy your Tuesday. Good show today.
Scored a tutty in the natty too. A little
First
reverse.
one.
Yeah.
First one.
Miami game showed up huge.
You know what Justin Vincent's celebration was in his touchdown? You know what he was doing to his high school friends?
Oh, what does that mean? Do you know?
Yeah. He was showing them.
What?
Size of it.
Oh, it's dong.
Oh,
Yeah.
that thing's this long. Wow.
That's awesome.
I love it.
How many people know that?
High school friends. I don't know. That was some breaking news.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, JV, but I would imagine
Well,
that the
sorry.
statute of limitations would have passed on that.
His phone is about to blow up.
But as the story goes, his boys told him, "You won't do it.
Wow.
Like you won't do it."
I love it.
Because if you remember back, in 2003, celebration penalties, like you couldn't drop the ball. You know what I mean? Like it was almost considering taunting, like dropping the ball.
Was this that was like post the Miami teams?
Yes,
where they,
absolutely.
Like, had the whole video of
Absolutely.
Miami
Helmets
just, like,
off, throwing the helmets. I
Shooting
mean,
the guns
just
in the-
absolutely. I mean, just spray it at Boston College. You know what I mean? Like these people were like, "Oh my god,
Poor Boston College. We didn't want any of this.
jeez."
They pitch it back
Is
to
this
Ed
college
Reed.
football?
Yeah. They pitch it back to Ed Reed. He takes
yes.
it to the house like we're not even on the
Ed
same.
went
playing the
He went
same
99
sport.
at Boston College,
and they needed it.
They
They're
had
about
to have
lose.
it. Yeah, that was cold. They were like,
Yeah, this
"This ain't us,
That's what
dude.
Coach
Get us out
told
to
them.
South Beach."
Boys, it's cold out here. Ah, shit.
But
That's the
JV
thumbnail.
makes one guy miss. Gets to the corner of the end zone, drops one, and he does it very subtle because he knows if he gets a flag on this, Saban is. I mean, he might be done. I mean, Saban might throw him off the team if he gets a celebration penalty in the natty.
I don't know. First play of the game, you go 90, and then didn't they fumble the next snap?
Yes.
That's my stomach.
Yeah.
Oh, knots.
You remember the cornerback that caught him from behind?
No, but he was looking at the
looking
at the
at the
board, and that's
Jumbotron.
what he got confused.
Derek Strait, the Thorpe Award winner,
Oh, nice.
caught him from behind. That defense was pretty solid.
good.
It was pretty good.
Good game, Bob.
I mean, 21-14, and you had a defensive touchdown to beat them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was
Like,
closer than it should have been.
It was closer than it should have
Saban
been.
was kind of tight.
Because that opening drive,
Yeah.
they should have scored. Yeah, but Saban was
Tight.
he
He was a little nervous.
I remember at the end of the game, they were kneeling on the ball, and Malk took like 5 steps back to kneel it, like kind of like ran some of the clock, and to kneel it, and Saban went like the game was pretty much, you're kneeling on it. You're in victory. You know what I mean? And he throws the headset down, starts stomping on everybody. Like people are like, Coach, we're going to win.
Over.
You know what I mean?
We won a natty.
But actually, if you remember, they had to punt.
Donnie Jones had to punt.
That's the name of the book, isn't it? Like 7 seconds to a championship. They
Yeah,
throw
it
him
is.
out. They threw him out there with like 7 seconds left, and they're like, just boot that thing.
Well, he ran around too. He did a couple extra steps back there, and there was a big debate in the Courtney household when we were watching. It's like, what do you do? Do you snap it to Matt Mock and let him run it out, or do you punt it? And that's a hard decision you have to make, because if
They must not have had any timeouts, right? Oklahoma must not have had any
well,
timeouts.
they said, I'd imagine they asked Donnie, like, how long can you hold this thing up and just hit it as high as you can?
Yeah.
Or it was, can you throw it in the air as high as you can if you're Matt Mock? Like, how high can you throw it
Right.
just to let the clock run?
Right.
And it was...
It's like what Magic Johnson did with that championship when he caught it at one of those championships, and he just threw the ball up in the air. It was like 4, 3, 2, 1. By the time the ball hit, bang, it was over.
Do you think he knew what he was doing?
Probably at that time in his career.
Sure.
Yeah, because he does.
If you fuck that up.
Well, he kind of looked. He grabs it and kind of throws it. By that time he's Magic. He's established.
We're about to find out in this documentary.
Can't wait.
I cannot
not
wait.
documentary show.
I've read the book, Showtime.
I want it.
Jeff, I'll give it to you.
Yes.
Take it next.
It's a must, especially going into this series. Some of the stuff you read, you're like, holy shit. Los Angeles in the 80s, in the lake, as a Laker, at the Great Western Forum with an owner like Jerry Buss. Buss was the guy that was all about he was the one that was bringing all of that to them.
He invented the Laker girls.
Yeah, all of it. He was the one that was kind of painting the picture of Magic, like, bro, whatever you want. It's whatever you want.
You're a movie star.
You're bigger than a movie star. You're bigger than the biggest movie star in town. You are the A-list here.
The picture of him walking in the fur,
With the fur coat.
with the boys behind him, it's like, you can't. I'll die. Just give me that 30 seconds.
Some of the stories about Magic you're like,
How?
I can't even believe what I'm reading. I just can't even believe what I'm reading. Like,
We know why he.
yes.
he
It all makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, all the
makes a
pieces
lot
are
of
adding
sense.
together.
It all makes sense. After you read the book, you're like, how did it take until 91?
Like he
good
invented it.
Lord. LA in the 80s. He fucked the town
Wow.
That's why Donald Sterling
for
was
a
so
decade.
upset.
For
Yes.
a decade.
That is
The
what
entire at the same time.
Yeah, him and JV.
At the same time. You know what I mean?
Donald
The
Sterling.
stories are nuts. They'd have like 4 people in the sauna. Like after a game.
Oh,
The Lakers, like him and one other teammate would like hand pick, tell the towel guy, the water guy, whoever it was, the trainer,
lock the door.
have them waiting when everybody clears out, and it would just, it was nuts.
Do you turn the sauna on?
I don't know.
That would be electric.
Little heat.
Whoa,
Little heated
yeah.
exchange.
Yeah.
Boy, we're gonna have to get out of here.
I can't even breathe.
Tap out.
A lot of room. This thing got to be a big sauna for every.
Who are you?
Magic's 6'8".
Yeah.
6'8".
John Smithsonian, Justin Vincent was the most outstanding player in that game. 104 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he did a damn good job.
Dropped his dick on national television.
He didn't have 2 touchdowns. He only had
He had
one.
the one.
John. Check
Shoulda
that.
had 2.
Check that. Should have had 2. Michael Kleber, Skylar Green still runs like the wind. He trains my son. Wow.
Get him on the show. Call him.
I'd love that. I think I might have his number. West Wego's finest. Is he?
He's got an awesome picture of that catch on his social that's like just in his living room. The one against Georgia, the over the shoulder, that he just gets to wake up and look at every day. It's like, yep.
Yep. I did that.
That
That was me.
dude. That was that dude. Ankle crushed him. Great Madden pickup.
Yeah.
Great
Ankle,
man.
he never got right. He never got right.
Look at this. You,
Welcome to Verizon Wireless.
Oh,
Your
God.
call cannot be completed as
is that
tough.
Skylar's number?
No.
That was tough.
The old number.
We got 2 of them, though.
Oh. Let's see.
Okay.
And some action.
Look at this picture.
Wow. Sky.
This is not
Oh, no.
Who this is?
This is Jordy Culotta.
Oh, God, this is a disaster.
We're looking for Skylar Green. Is this his phone?
This is his yes, I can.
I appreciate that very much.
I don't know how legal that was.
Me either.
Trying to take a lot of that off the air.
The ex-wife's little brother. I thought I was like, bro,
muted
Lloyd, kill that fucking mic, dude. Kill that mic.
Kill it. Hurry up. Hurry up.
I was like, this feels
Kill
like
that mic.
I'm in a bad
That
spot
was
right
a bad
now.
spot.
He handled it like a champ.
He did.
He did.
He did.
That's got green charisma.
Yeah.
He was very relaxed. Like,
Look at this man.
It sounded like it had happened before.
Yeah,
Yeah, like,
definitely.
people always
God
call
damn
this
it,
number.
yeah.
This is not Skylar's phone.
I can
It's
get
not
you in touch with
Skylar's
him,
phone,
though.
but I can get you in touch with him.
On Cameo.
he's probably calling Skylar right now, like fucking Baton Rouge people calling for you.
You know
bro.
Jordy Culotta?
Sick of these BR people calling me.
Unbelievable. The sentence that he started to say, and I was like, this is going to go south.
This is about to get ugly.
Is that it? Let's
Ooh.
go. Come on, Scott.
Give us something.
Give me one. Ball's in the air.
Unidentified number at 9 a.m.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. You got it. This is when you
It's a
shoot
hell
the
of a
text.
gamble. It's a hell of a gamble.
I'm sorry, but the person you called has a voicemail box.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Ah.
Didn't Skylar Green throw a touchdown too?
Yes, he was a high school quarterback.
But what
Lefty.
game? What
Lefty.
game did he throw a tutter in? It was a bowl game.
Was it a bowl game?
I think so.
Was it the Capital One Bowl? Was it Saban's last one?
I think it was Miami. I don't know if he threw a touchdown, but he threw a pass.
He was a high school quarterback for sure.
I bet. I mean, you'd be a fool.
Yeah, just take it and run, bro.
Okay, just
I mean-
5. Go.
Skylar right.
Yeah, it's Skylar left.
Skylar right. Flip that next play.
Yeah.
You go Skylar left. Here.
He's got so many. God. He talked about the helmet. He had the same helmet.
He had the helmet. LSU kind of was. I think JV had that helmet.
Mm-hmm. That was
kind of the design.
I was in like 6th grade and I bought the face mask to put on my helmet because I'm
Wow.
like, this is the one you
It's the
gotta
one.
have.
This is it.
Yeah. Man. Skylar Green tomorrow?
For sure.
For sure.
Not guaranteed, but
Skylar
we're
Green
gonna
this
make
week.
a play. We'll make a play for sure. Tommy Howard, Jordy just created a new segment, cold calling LSU players.
That would be great.
That'd be cool. Be a hell of a gamble too.
That's what just happened shows you what could happen.
Right.
That was the best case scenario.
This is the ex-wife's little brother's phone.
I didn't know what he was about to say after that.
Good Lord. Yeah. What do you know about your uncle?
Do you know who Skylar Green is? How old are you? Do you play football? I run a flag.
Do you have an 11-year-old little brother? I'm looking for a.
I run a flag football.
I'm looking for a
team.
wide receiver. Do you have anybody that you can send my way?
You're gonna call
all
that
right.
number
Hey, good
for
stuff
sure.
from Mikey Matuk. So I saw he crossed the 1,000 subscriber barrier, and now we're up and making money on his YouTube
Yeah, I know
channel.
he was hurting real bad for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Matuk.
But yeah, dude, 1K subscribers.
Say it again.
Wednesday and Thursday, Brian Kelly's meeting.
Okay,
To
Brian
talk about
Kelly.
his offensive and defensive staffs.
2 days of media.
2 days of media.
Look at him.
BK.
Making up for lost time. Just
The
split, just
handyman.
split the press conferences.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
say
you
you don't.
want me?
They say you don't talk to the press. I tell you what.
More content.
We'll do 2 in a row, back-to-back days. I'll give you all offense on Wednesday. We'll do a little D on Thursday.
How about that? You want special teams Friday?
That's right. All right, everybody, enjoy it. Good show today. Appreciate you stopping by and interacting with us. Like, share. Remember, Go Chevrolet drives us every day. GEAUX Chevrolet.com. GEAUX Chevrolet.com. New cars in Laplace. Used cars in Baton Rouge at Go Express Auto Sales. Enjoy your Tuesday. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Make sure and subscribe. Mic'd Up and to the Culotta Show.
Look, they all have them too. Jack Hunt had it.
Look at that.
Corey Webster.
Who's that on the left? Is that Kayshawn on the left?
Yeah, these
Oh
are-
no, this is from
that's
this is mine. This is
2018.
2018. That's Kelvin Joseph.
Okay, wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
Boss Man Fat.
Yeah.
Boss man, fat.
What's that? That looks like the Miami game in
That was
Dallas.
the Miami game.
Yeah, that's the when they all run into the end
Yeah,
zone.
that Jacob
Yeah.
Phillips.
Yes.
When
Jacob
that pick.
Phillips. That was so.
I was like,
so
they're
hard.
going to be good.
I know. That's what I said. I was there.
I
I'm
was
they
there.
got a quarterback.
I'm
They got
sitting in the end zone right there where he caught the pick, and I'm like, we have a team.
Didn't Jam catch a touchdown pass that night?
Jam got he
got
caught
knocked
one.
out at the one.
He caught one. It was a touchdown, but they said it wasn't.
Right.
It was a touchdown.
It was a touchdown. And then Joey snuck it in.
Yeah, Joey was.
And kind of got up and gave a little kind of like, I was like,
Well, wasn't he talking mega shit
Oh,
before
he
the
he was
game?
fighting
Joey
before the
was
game.
in
They
the
had to
mix.
like get him
he
like
was-
into the
Yeah.
For
like
out
get
the
out of
fray.
here, bro. What are you doing?
Have videos from that too. That was great. That pregame like little scuffle. I was like, yes, fire me up, please.
Well,
I
then
love
they,
it.
Yeah, then they did the turnover, LSU's turnover chain. Devin White just put a towel on him,
yeah.
and it's like, y'all are fucked.
Miami didn't force a turnover in the game though.
No, that's
Bro,
what I'm
they
saying, but
beat
LSU
the
did.
hell out of
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
That team was tapping out. Like,
did
they were
all
like,
that.
they were like, I don't
They were
want none
like,
of this.
we
coach.
didn't know that they were this good.
Yeah.
We didn't know that they were this good.
Well, then,
Because I was listening to like Lebitard and them on the lead up, and they thought that Miami team, like Mike Ruiz and them, were like, "We're back.
Game
Nothing's
day-
gonna say we're back better than an LSU win. We're gonna kick their ass." And I was
Game day
thinking, this
predicted
dude.
Miami to win.
That's
Like
awesome.
the whole game day crew picked Miami.
you know it was over when Joey B made the first audible in almost LSU football history.
Was that the Brissett touchdown that he
No,
audibled
it
was.
into?
Yeah,
It was.
yes,
He,
yeah.
he audibled into the
Yes,
Brissett
yeah, exactly,
touchdown, and
'cause it was
Brissett
third and-
runs.
yeah.
I mean, he's running into the open.
And I was like, we got
Into
a
the
guy.
open.
I looked at Rebecca, I was like, we got a quarterback.
I mean,
That's what you're supposed to do.
holy
Right.
cow.
And it's an
Did he just change the play?
That's literally what me and my
I mean,
friends
people
we
were like,
did he just change the
did
play?
he just check out? What? No way. He just
Can you
checked
do
out of
that?
that.
Can you do that?
He can't see
change
that
the
since
play.
Tommy Hodson.
That's how, and Miami fans would be like, dude, they've never even audible before. They're
Yeah.
kicking our ass. They're gonna be a nightmare next year.
Oh, man.
Miami gets that work.
What a
from
2-year
LSU.
run. What a 2-year
What
run.
a 2-year run.
What a 2-year run. How fun was that Georgia game?
I was not there.
Oh.
I was at a wedding. I
That
was so
uh,
upset.
That was
That was the Joey B coming out party.
that was
Yeah. I think that was a lot of people.
was that the
coming
best
out.
home game of those 2 years? Or was it the Florida game?
Florida game.
Florida
Florida
game.
game.
Florida.
But that Georgia
2019
game was right there.
Auburn was up
I mean,
Great
when,
day,
when
too.
Delpit comes up and sniffs out the fake field goal. If you remember,
It's Justin
all
Fields.
of LSU sold their tickets on the other side. It was a lot of Georgia fans there.
Well, that was the talk. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, they're gonna come in here and win. Like
Yeah.
they want to take over the stadium.
Oh, had Kirby Smart's number.
He did.
I mean, he beat the
did.
shit out of Kirby Smart
Twice.
twice.
Like to where it wasn't even a problem.
Never,
when
like
they
it
were-
wasn't
they-
even a threat.
Like,
Yeah.
wasn't even a thought. Because 2019, the SEC
couldn't wait to play
championship,
them.
I was like, wow, Georgia,
Yeah.
this is the best defense in the country? You sure?
Well, when they dropped back and they tried to start to do that Auburn stuff,
Yeah.
and they let him just hang back. When he stood back there for 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, and he
Throws
hits
it to
jam,
Jamar.
like triple covered, and they score. I looked at the guy in front of me. I was like, bro, it's gonna be a long day.
Oh,
for
in the
y'all
left
today."
corner of the end
Yeah.
zone, and it was maybe a catch. And
Yeah,
it's,
he
it's
caught
a
it.
touchdown.
Oh, that was
He
a
caught
touchdown.
it.
He
He
caught,
caught
he
it.
But
caught
they
it.
reviewed it.
He put that thing
I have
on
the back view
money.
of that from like raw iPhone camera.
He
caught
put that
Where?
thing on the
right here.
money.
It's here. Got it.
Really?
Right
Get
here.
the thing
Yes.
on me.
Bro, post
Raw
that
video.
thing. Post that thing.
It's on my Twitter.
That was one of the great highlights of that season.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, just letting him stand back there. Like, this guy's not going to pick you apart.
I've already had this test.
We're dropping everybody in coverage. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, you saw what Kevin Steele did.
You can
it
put
almost worked.
3 on number 1, and he's still going to hit him.
And then that play gets overshadowed by the scramble play. That,
Sure.
where
Well,
he
that is
goes
the moment.
right.
And I mean, what really gets overshadowed that day is Stingley.
Yeah,
Stingley
That's-
was.
ugh,
That might be his best game as a college player.
was.
They went at him 16 times. He had 2 picks.
and he
Didn't give up shit.
This close to a tutter.
Yeah, he was.
And he was dragging that receiver with him.
Was
He
that,
That was George Pickens.
Was that
Was it
George
Pickens?
Pickens? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and Pickens was suspended the first half.
Uh-huh.
Might have been a little bit of a different start. Wouldn't have been a different game. LSU still blows the shit out of him.
Stingley
with
might have
Pickens.
had 3 picks.
But Pickens, he balled in the second
soon as he
half.
came in,
he
yeah.
balled. He balled. He caught that crossing and nearly scored.
Yeah, that's when everybody. I was at a bar in New Orleans. Everybody kind of went, "Oh shit! Oh wait, okay, they might have a football. They might have a
Yeah,
game here.
yeah.
might have a game."
Right.
Oh, but Stingley taking that and he's trying to rip it from him. It seems like I'm going to carry you into the end zone.
He had a play in the first half that was even more impressive than that. That was not the pick when he played just textbook fundamental technique on guarding the wide receiver down the sideline, and he like shoves him out of bounds with his body.
Yeah. And
Like
then
right, he just almost like just puts like
Escorts
just
him
escorts him
out
out
of
of bounds. He just almost just kind of puts him out of bounds. Like he wherever I want you to go is where you're gonna go.
12th defender.
And he just kind of like they threw a fade to the guy, and he just kind of
just fell in his lap.
Just kind of put him out. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't an interception. It was one. It was just a
he
regular
just
play,
kept running it, yeah.
right? And it was just like, and I remember the commentator, I guess it was Gary Daniel because it was CBS. When we went back and watched it back, it was like you can't. This is a fundamental tape. This is teaching tape. This is exactly how you do it. There's no NFL player. There's no college, high school that you can do it any better than this. And dude, his name is falling in draft boards. I've seen 2 cornerbacks now ahead of him.
Is Ahmad Gardner?
How? The guy from Washington?
What's his name?
Washington and Kyle Hamilton is above
what's
him
his
too.
Well, Hamilton, is he a safety?
He's a safety though, but still.
What's his nickname?
Sauce Gardner.
I mean, Sauce is up there, but you would be a fool not to take Derek Stingley. I know people have differing opinions, but he's an NFL player.
Gardner hasn't allowed a touchdown since 2019. Well, I mean, it's the competition is different.
Yeah.
But
Washington?
No, the guy from Cincy.
Cincy. I'll remember that one for next year when we play the game. Now you will too. Fuck.
I don't know a lot about them, but I can't imagine in a testing atmosphere.
He's gonna shoot back up the draft.
That they're not gonna be like, dude, it's and he
what have you done for me lately?
I want to talk to him. You know, like, I mean, if I'm an NFL, like, I really want to talk to Derek Stingley before I spend a top 10 pick on him. Like, I want to get his mentality, right? But because the testing in the tape is like,
all right, bro, you got to put that together.
Yeah, right. Like,
he's gonna be the talk of the combine.
But I think that the last 2 years scare people.
Right, until he runs again and bench presses again and jumps again. Let that happen.
I've seen him as high as 5 to the Texans.
Back with Durante Jones. That would be a nice love. You know?
I saw Durante Jones was picked up by Minnesota.
These are all things we're gonna have to talk about
Jake
tomorrow.
Peets.
We're gonna talk about these tomorrow. We don't have that much to talk about, boys. So we gotta save
have a great day. We'll be with you tomorrow. Hit that like and share.
Just saying. You get that document gets hard.
I sent you that video too.
Yeah.
The raw video.
Play that on the way out.
Yeah. You email it to me?
I'm gonna email it to you.
Motherfucker.
Send it to. No. We'll do it tomorrow. Do it tomorrow.
No, I kind of want to see it now. You want to
I
extend this thing?
I will do this. So this is my favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
Gotcha, Lloyd.
What do you think over under Stingley's vertical?
43.
I was gonna say 42.5. What did Jacoby jump at pro day?
40,
like 44?
42, 43.
Stupid.
What did Jamar jump?
Not what you think.
Is it 38?
39.
Crazy.
39. 39.
He did everything in a backwards
He did something
too.
dumb though. Jamar did something where you're like, oh my, it might have been a shuttle.
Yeah, the shuttle time was stupid.
It was dumb where you're just like, good. And it's the way he comes out of the break.
It was when he ran routes with the hat backwards, and everybody he showed up like it was practice, and they're like, "Oh,
he's got a problem catching the ball."
Yeah, not the Super Bowl. He didn't.
Right.
I just sent it to you.
All right, let's go. Talk amongst yourself.
Okay. Pro Football Focus has got him going 4 to the Jets.
If he lasts past 8. Somebody's going to trade up and get him. It might be a Patriot. Like, that would be a Patriots move to just go. Just turn on the tape. Yeah. That exists.
Don't ever think it.
You can't.
That would be a great pick for the Patriots, and I think Bill Belichick can get
the best out
everything out of him.
Can get the best out of him, for sure.
And if he doesn't, he'll just get rid of him, like he does.
Yeah. Where's Gilmore now? Is Gilmore in Houston?
Carolina.
He's in Carolina? Yeah.
I think did he just sign like a 1-year deal with Carolina or like 2 years?
God, the Kamara looks so good.
It does.
Here we go.
I think Kamara is Marky Mark's best piece that we have here.
It might sneaky. That's why I want a TM.
Yeah. One more dollar, John.
There were some Georgia fans in the last 2 years.
Georgia everywhere.
They got hurt.
They were everywhere.
Well, this is the LSU student section though. So
I mean, look across the field. Look at the time. I mean, look at the time.
He's open right here.
He's wide open.
Throw a circle back. What a throw. Look at
Oh. Rewind it.
Of course.
A little bad camera work there.
God, he was wide open on the first cut. How did Joey not see him? Was he just toying with him?
I think he was just
I
tired.
think he was just toying with him too.
Going again.
There you go, Ward. Maximize the screen.
Different person.
For the win. Was it Coates? Bam, throw it now.
Open now. He's looking everywhere. Oh, he's that's all.
I loved him swimming on
Oh,
The
look at-
anticipation.
Boom!
I loved how they would put him in that
Dude.
like tight slot.
Walked him right into it. I mean, he just threw him right into it.
Dude, was that place going fucking
That place
Oh,
was
bro,
going.
I was there. It was nuts. That was a great game. I mean, just a great atmosphere, a great
Yeah.
game to be at. It wasn't. It was a terrible game.
The Georgia fans started leaving.
Yeah,
The
they
second
knew.
quarter,
They knew. They were
Let's
like,
get
we
the fuck
can't. We
out of
can't
here.
play with this
What's
team.
2 doing? He's
What?
like, I'm lost.
Watch the Georgia
Is
fans.
he the one that slips?
I watched the Georgia fans
So
tweet
he's
up
still
too.
trying to ask. He's not even moving yet. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh
This is
no.
that first touchdown.
Oh no. He goes down. Let's go. Claim that. This is straight
I mean,
from his phone.
Stewie, I
This is
bet
Stewie
you
just
had,
had
you had
the
a
feel.
better angle of that one. Or the one that he was dancing around and.
Oh, I didn't even. I wasn't
But I mean,
recording.
you had a great angle
I
of
was.
it.
I was all eyes.
Yeah, for sure.
It's here.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
I could get Alzheimer's and remember this.
Just like the Florida play when him and Clyde crossed.
Oh, yes.
Oh, that was a beautiful play. Like just
You know what the sneaky one of the most beautiful plays of the year that season is the second down play against Alabama on the opening drive where he hits Jam on the sideline. And if you remember that route,
it was like two defenders.
it's Jam and Clyde, and they circle up, and as soon as Jam is wide open, I mean, he paints it to him. It's just a beautiful play.
Yeah.
My favorite play of the 2019 season is in the fourth quarter when Alabama has momentum and Brady calls the fake quarterback draw,
Oh.
and steps Joe back up and hits Jam.
I loved it.
And Jam, he catches it like this because
Yeah.
he's so open.
Yeah.
He almost breaks
took
it.
that. Yeah.
And he almost breaks it.
Ooh, I get chills.
Bro, that was when he ran that. I'm in my living room like, that's why we ain't fucking getting beat. Like that is the best play call that LSU had called in a decade.
He had that in his back pocket.
He was waiting
he was holding
to
that.
call that, and as soon as he dropped it, I mean, bam! Saban he had no thought of that coming. Jam was so wide open, and everybody. I've been up on the quarterback run.
Well, because that was the play.
Because that was he'd been killing
Yeah.
them. And I mean, just in the perfect time, Alabama's thinking they have momentum. The crowd's into it. They're breathing down your neck. You're in Bryant-Denny. Saban's pacing the sideline. He's thinking they got a shot to come back, and you just shut him up. That drive is probably the drive of the season. The game defined.
When you
I don't
had
know.
to have
You
it.
could probably pick
Florida,
3
Auburn,
drives
Florida,
of
yeah.
that game because LSU, if you remember, they never played with the capability of losing the lead. They always kept.
Yeah, he kept building.
They kept it. They kept running it out on them.
And that
when
was
they'd
with every
score,
close
LSU'd
game.
score.
Yeah.
They'd jump right back. So any of those drives, but I think that one because that's specifically. I mean, big boy in the backfield. Najee was getting going. He was starting to beat you in a lot of ways, running and passing. I mean, that catch he made over Queen for the touchdown, that was a beautiful pass.
It was the same play
by
LSU
Tua.
just ran.
It was.
That Clyde scored.
But
on
when they got the ball
half.
back and the place.
Yeah.
That the Clyde touchdown was the
Oh,
corner
dude.
route. Oh my goodness!
The
That
last
was a
90
great
seconds of that
call.
the game, the last 90 seconds of the first half of that game is
what won
the
it.
best
Yes.
sequence of LSU football. I hate to speak, but it is the best sequence of LSU football that I've ever seen.
It's the most fine-tuned you can look.
It
It's
is.
like, pick, and then we're going to score.
Well, no.
Right
They
here.
score before that.
Yeah,
Yes,
they scored
They
right
score
before
before
that.
that
Yeah, they
and
double-
get
they
the
double
ball
up.
back. Queen makes the pick. He looks for a split time like he's going to break it.
How did they pin Alabama so deep right there? 'Cause
Dickerson gets the late hit on Patrick Queen's hit when he cleans out Kerry Vincent.
Oh yeah,
And they should have thrown Dickerson out of the game.
True.
They should have chunked him, but you get an extra 15 on to Patrick Queen. And we asked Burrow, T-Bob and I had Joe Burrow on off the bench. You can still find the interview about that play, about that exact moment. And Burrow runs to the sideline and they're talking like, Do we kick? Do we play to kick it? Do we play? And Burrow's like, fuck that. We're scoring right now. And he gets on the headset and Brady says the play call was, he calls it. On the interview, he calls the play, and they stole it from the Detroit Lions.
That's what I remember.
They took it from the Detroit Lions that week, and they practiced it like 50 times after practice one day. And he says as soon as they went out on the field, he's like,
touchdown.
It's over.
Touchdown.
It's
Yeah.
over.
They gave him the look.
And I mean, it was a real easy pitch and catch. I mean, it's a real easy just like catch, boom. But I mean, the play is very like when they're explaining the play, even Saban was asked about him. It's a very hard play to defend. You know what I mean? Like it's just you have more numbers. It's a mismatch in football.
Right. If you have a guy like Clyde that can run that route,
absolutely,
that can get
and catch the ball,
to catch it, yeah,
right.
a little corner route. Because
even a guy like Thaddeus Moss on that route really kind of clears people out. Yeah. I mean, he's by himself. He's by himself.
Is that the spike?
No, the spike was the score before that.
Yeah, okay.
When he jumps over the top.
It's a bukkake of LSU.
On third down.
That was
I mean, because they stop him. They stop him a couple of times.
Darren Sproles vibes. Like,
and he goes over the top. And I'm telling you that everybody is in such a state of shock. Even the officials are. Because the official has got his hands up and the ball hits him in the shin off of Hilaire's spike. Like he jumps up, spikes it. Remember Clyde used to do the and he did that, and I mean even the referee's like,
holy shit!
They're running up in here and they're beat Alabama. They're about to beat Alabama.
Patrick Queen interception. I swear to
you
God.
have a microphone.
You could have heard a needle drop in the whole city.
Oh, dude.
It was unreal. I've never seen so many jaws drop. Because when that happened, I was like, no way.
Dude.
They're going to beat them.
The meme of those two LSU students where they got their shirts off, like those frat white kids, and they're like, yeah! Yeah!
That was
like, Cody Worsham always memes it out. It is the best. I mean, it is such a feeling of like who LSU was that day. Everything from like that stuff to Ogeron like breaking it down on the A. You know what I mean? Like talking to the recruits in the stand. Just LSU was on one, dude.
Roll Tide.
LSU was on one.
Marcel Brooks was the leader of that. And he's not even at LSU.
I know, but everybody was caught up in it. Yeah. We're all getting married.
Everybody was in, dude. Yeah, that's right. That's right. We'll give you a place to stay next season in Baton Rouge. It's all good. Yeah.
On me.
Yeah, it was.
And then they dropped the punt. Remember, if Tua doesn't fumble, I don't know what, because they went right down
the
field.
They did.
But then
they did.
The next,
and then was it who was our guy? 18, the defensive end. Why am I forgetting his name?
Caleb.
Oh he's got a clear path and a punter.
Yeah.
I mean, like the punter dropped the ball. He's like,
no smoke.
No smoke, dude.
It was like a deer in the desert, dude, just getting attacked.
What do you think Saban told the punter after that?
Oh my God.
Hack it up.
Oh my God. Who was it Ruggs that returned the punt?
Yeah,
Waddle.
Yeah.
That was unreal too.
It was
a flag on the
because it was Racy McMahon nearly yanked his neck off.
Yeah, needed to.
Yeah.
That was just Waddle being Waddle.
What a game.
That's when you realize how fast Waddle was. He's running away.
He didn't get touched.
He didn't get touched. Well, he did. And then
that was it.
Yeah, he pulled him to a dead stop. He's like, hold on, let me put my foot in the ground again real quick.
Let me hurry up.
That was maybe sneaky, might be up there for greatest college football game of all time. USC.
It's up there.
Texas.
That USC Texas game for
lives
sure.
in lore. But that one, the back and forth. Oh.
God.
The nerves. Because if you're an LSU fan, you're watching it go, and when they start coming back, you're like, oh, it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
This team can't do it.
You're right.
And you just.
If Joey can't do it.
Nobody
And then
can.
Clyde caught the sideline on his shoestrings and carried old boy for the first down. And then he spun out of that touchdown run and ran through Diggs. I mean, it was just.
And the Thad Moss toe tap.
The Jam first touchdown of the day where he catches it over Diggs and hits the gritty on him.
Okay, wait, did you
mouthpiece out?
Did you see the ref's face on that one? The ref's face is like, what?
Yeah.
Did he really just do that?
Well, it's like the boxer meme when he's watching people fight. He's like, oh, shit, they're getting at it.
The play on the ball, I mean, where he comes back and jumps over him. I mean, just
picks it off his head.
Yeah. How different do you think that game is if Tua doesn't fumble it on that third down in the red zone?
It's just because it's bad memories. It's everything. It's PTSD. Everything comes back to get you, and instead it goes the other way because you have the Tua fumble.
I mean, they were
LSU
shooting
goes down
themselves in
and
the foot.
scores.
They were.
And then
if you recall,
the punt happens right the next possession.
Yes, it does. But if you recall, the play before that, Rashard Lawrence made a game-saving swat. I mean, a touchdown-saving swat on. They got Tua rolling out to his left,
Where he's
like to his
comfortable.
strong side. He's got Najee Harris kind of curling down right there, and like Rashard Lawrence just kind of catches a paw on it. You know what I mean? Like barely knocks it to the ground, and the next play, Tua fumbles.
I was doing pregame for the old show back in the day, so I sprinted to my buddy's house, and I like walk up there, and they have probably 50 people out. They want to watch it outside in the garage, and I'm like, I need a second to let me get out of work mode and into like LSU fan mode. And the TV inside was ahead of the TV outside, and so I see the Tua fumble before they do. So I walk outside, and one of my friends, Bailey, sees me, goes, "What do you know?" Because I didn't do anything, but I was just kind of like, they're about to
Weights
go
off your
fucking
shoulders.
nuts. Yeah, like he could see like a sense of relief.
I mean,
And he's
Bama
like,
was putting it on us.
Yes.
They were going down there fast.
And
was
so
like,
I walked
oh,
out
no.
there, a little drink in my hand, kind of like a smile, and he's like, "What do you know?" I was like, "Check it out." And he was like, "Let's fucking go, dude." The whole place erupts. And then we realized the people outside with us, their TV's ahead. So we do a NASCAR quick change, grab the TV, put everything inside, pack up 50 people inside.
All in the commercial
Oh,
break.
yes, and just start going nuts, dude. We had chants going. It was one of the best watch parties I've ever been a part of.
That's awesome.
Greatest day of my life, maybe.
It's awesome.
Maybe.
Lloyd is not that accomplished, as you can tell.
Yeah. Whatever.
But the man is a true fan.
Loved it.
I don't know, man. I don't care what life you live. That's
Yeah.
got to be a top 5 moment.
Yeah, if you just have any sense of LSU in you, you beat the boogeyman.
You did. Beat the monster,
Told
bro.
him to go fuck himself,
But he got you.
and he got us again. That's okay.
Was it worth it?
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
we
It
sold my
was.
soul for that.
Absolutely.
We did.
Did you find the meme of Cody Worsham? The two
No, I
the
don't
two
know.
frat
Type
kids?
in.
They were showing. I remember. I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know,
They were showing
Of course you do.
He showed them all day. It was so funny. I mean, it was
Wait,
like
all the
it was,
LSU fans
it
in
was
there?
unreal, man. Let me see.
It's up there with T-Rex kid.
Oof. T-Rex. What a legend. What a legend.
What a legend.
I was looking at meme and said legend.
See, Lloyd, Katie didn't get. I heard you talking about the TJ play. Like, she doesn't get how painful that is too. Like, if I bring it up right now for more than 10 seconds, tears were stalled.
Yes, I've told this story before where I had to go watch it at a business marketing for credit, and they take your heart rate before and after. And she's like, "Are you okay?" I was like,
you all right?
"I haven't watched this since it happened live." And
Todd
it was the worst thing
Politz.
you could pull up.
What's that?
The TJ Yeldon play.
gross.
They did like a heart rate test before and after, and she was like, "You have are you okay?" And I was like, "I haven't seen that since I watched it live in the stadium. Like I've avoided this
Yeah.
game the rest of like my entire life.
I've
I would
still-
never watch this
Still
again."
see Arden Key jumping
Yeah.
after him. This is from Todd Politz. We asked Todd Politz this morning a question about the greatest turnaround in one season when we were referencing LSU women's basketball with Kim Mulkey. Politz says, in terms of winning percentage increase, yes. Anything over 81% in 2022 would be the largest turnaround season for the program. They're currently at 85.1% at 23-4 right now. In 1995 and 1996, there was a 39.7 increase in winning percentage from 7-20 to 20. So from 7-20 to 21-11 was the records. It's probably not apples to apples comparing COVID abbreviated seasons of 2020 and 2021. But in terms of wins, because LSU played only 22 games and 16 conference opponents. But as far as turnaround in one season, as far as winning percentage is concerned, Kim Mulkey and LSU women's basketball have the greatest turnaround in program history.
Wow.
Talk about that for fundraising.
That is just incredible, man.
Coaching doesn't matter, I guess.
She said she needed time. Turns out she did not. Does anybody have this picture of these white
I'm
kids?
trying, bro. I'm trying.
I mean, if you go,
I'm looking for the picture of the ref on
Yeah.
the Jamar Chase catch because he's like, did he really just like do this
Off
to this
kid. Trevon Diggs, who's got 11 interceptions in the NFL.
that's Jamar's seed. He is.
Yeah, that is his son. Jamar Chase.
You got to phrase it that way. I mean, Jamar messed him up.
Him
and
and-
Clyde. He had a long day at the office.
He
that
said
day.
that was a bad day.
Tough
His
guy.
girlfriend was giving him a shoulder rub after the game. It's all right.
Butter noodles day.
Yeah, butter noodles and everything. You can play for the Cowboys one day.
Yeah, your little son's cute.
Yeah.
That's Jamar's kid.
Try wide receiver. Is
Damn, I'm
Mulkey,
trying
can
to
you
find
think
this.
of a better turnaround in sports?
No?
I mean, I'm trying to think of just a coach that came in and they completely have just turned it around.
Joe Brady.
I guess Breeze. I mean, Peyton Breeze.
Peyton Breeze, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Yeah.
because that was
Did
not
they
supposed to
to
go
the
that
NFC
way.
Championship
Yeah,
that first year?
yeah.
Against
Yeah.
the Bears, right?
I mean-
He turned around and pointed at Brian Urlacher.
Burrow, Zach Taylor.
I'm not giving Zach Taylor the credit yet.
Burrow.
I'm giving Burrow the credit.
Wait, have y'all seen Zach Taylor's like combine training video?
He can rip it. You know, he
Can
played
rip
quarterback.
Yeah, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Can rip
Yeah.
it.
I stumbled into his YouTube highlights. I was like, okay, I want to like him,
Yeah.
but I'm spurned. But
Where was he before LA? Because he was the wide receivers coach in LA.
He's at the University of Cincinnati.
How did he? The McVay coaching tree.
yeah,
McVay.
exactly.
That's why Jake Peets
That's why Jake Peets
load up.
back in the NFL.
Things
Just go
people
do
will
it.
do for a coaching tree.
And the one that's getting lost in at the sauce is Joe Brady. He's a quarterbacks coach in Buffalo when he should be.
It's a good gig
Oh, you
just
can't
coach
fuck
Josh
that up.
Allen.
Yeah, you can't fuck that up. But
Well, he'll get a gig from that.
though.
You know, another good season from Allen, and you'll say, "Who's the quarterbacks coach?" Joe Brady. Hire him as an offensive coordinator.
I mean, imagine
That's
Allen
how-
wins MVP.
that's how you know he doesn't want to come back to college.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. He is never coming back
Yeah.
to college.
Oh, I agree. But I'm saying that was like
Not
if you
even-
needed any more evidence, that was it right
You don't
there.
think he comes back to college even if they offer him head coach?
Never.
How old is he?
I mean, never say never, but he's 33.
God.
He pays 36.
It's crazy.
What drugs are you on?
I mean, it was a
It's
tough
on the
one.
limitless pill.
He's 32 actually.
He's 32.
Joey,
No,
Joe Brady.
Joe Brady.
And he was an offensive coordinator already. If only McCaffrey wasn't.
I mean, he's got on his resume, he's got the best college football season of all time.
Right.
You couldn't pick a better team to do it with either. Like LSU was in the way in the past.
Well, they made
we're
the new
celebrating.
era.
We're celebrating audibles,
Right.
and then he comes in and it's like we're gonna score 50 a game. Thank you.
And that audible was from the pistol formation too. It wasn't even from like the gun.
Got Brissett back there. Why didn't Clyde play as a freshman
He was a sophomore, huh?
or sophomore? Sophomore, yeah, because he
In
left early.
2018,
Yeah, we thought he was
yeah.
gonna come back.
He was a sophomore.
Did he get hurt?
No,
No,
he
he
just Brissett was the leader of
The
the room.
leader.
And they had
Kickoff
Daryl
between
Williams too.
UCF.
He did take that kickoff.
Oh, I thought he was gonna
UCF.
house it.
Me too. That
That
was
at
a
the
hell of
end
a week for him.
Yeah, dude.
That's one way to put it.
It's a hell of a week for him.
Clyde, you sleep much, bud?
It's the PlayStation 5.
Bro, fucked with the wrong guy.
Yeah,
Straight up. I mean,
but that's what I'm saying. Imagine if it was a 5. Who
It
knows
would've
what
got-
would have
would've
happened?
got uglier.
Yeah.
Walker's got more in the back.
Walker's got a little chin. He's got a like strong jaw, no chin.
Hey, we all can't afford cold sculpting.
Yeah. No, I think he looks good. I'm just saying it's interesting. It's our guy. Quarterback.
trying to find this meme.
You calling Cody?
A lot of live calls today.
A lot of cold calls.
People watching the show being like, I ain't answering that shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm watching you right now.
I'm literally watching, bro.
Nobody can find it. Not even Meme Lord.
I wouldn't even know what to type.
Why don't you screen share your phone with us?
You want a
do that.
conspiracy charge?
Don't do that. All right, we'll be back with you tomorrow. Have a great day. Like, share, comment. Thank you for staying around with us.
What a show.
Go Chevrolet.
Yeah. You should be the thumbnail.
This touchdown, though.